That should be the entrance. Yeah, flames.
And then I love George Kirby deadpan when he says, "Why don't we have flames? Why don't we have flames? So I think he was with Luis Castillo, but they do a super job. Ben Mertens, Tyler Thompson, and all the guys, Tim Walsh, putting together these creative, beautiful, funny commercials throughout the year. We're getting ready for a heck of a ball game tonight. It's game 2 as the 2026 season starts to settle in, and game 1 is always awesome. Opening day is beautiful. It's exciting. It's a lot of fun, a lot of media, sellout crowd. But game 2, now the season starts to settle in. A lot less media, and now it's about baseball. It's always about baseball. But there's just a certain calm, Gary, about game 2 of the season where you start to settle in.
Yeah, you start to settle in and talk about series and the grind hits, and that's where it gets really fun. The day-to-day, the series, the weeks, the months as the season goes by. But just at the very beginning of this thing, and the expectations sky high, and we'll see what happens in game 2.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Baseball is theater. We've talked about that. The only thing it doesn't have a script. We write the script each and every day. And welcome to game 2 of the 2026 season, everybody. George Kirby on the mound, ready to deliver the first pitch. And tonight's first pitch of the game is brought to you by MultiCare. Health is calling. Let them help you answer. So George Kirby, his first start of the year. Stephen Kwan will lead things off for the Cleveland Guardians. A winner last night, 6-4 in the opener. The windup and the pitch on the way. Fastball that's high for ball 1, and we are underway. Welcome to Mariners baseball on a cloudy, chilly night here in Seattle with a pretty good wind blowing in across the bleachers from left field out to right field. Mariners in their City Connects on a cool Friday night. Next offer on the way. That's in there for a strike. And the count is even on Kwan at 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariners managed by Dan Wilson, his second full season at the helm of the ball club. Guiding the Mariners to a postseason berth last year, getting the Mariners to Game 7 of the ALCS. Swinging a ground ball to third right there. Is Brendan Donovan tossed across in time to get Stephen Kwan, and right away, 1 out for Cleveland here in the top of the first inning. Just kind of a cue shot off the end of the bat. So Kwan out in front of it, and Donovan had an easy play, playing off the line and at the cut of the grass. So 1 away, and that'll bring up right fielder Chase DeLauder, who was playing in his first game ever in a regular season game for Cleveland, and he appeared in the postseason last year in the Wild Card Series against Detroit. What a night this kid had with his family and friends here at the old ballpark. Pitch on the way to DeLauder. Misses for ball 1. Chase DeLauder, all he did last night was go 3 for 5 with 2 home runs in his first game during the regular season. Here's the windup by George, and the 1-0 pitch, swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. Raley going back to the 1-inning track, leaps up at the fence, and it's off the top of the wall and gone. It went over the fence and then came back, and Chase DeLauder in just a handful at bats to start the season with his 3rd home run of the year. 3 for 5 last night with 2 home runs. He is now 4 for 6 in the big leagues with 3 home runs, and the Guardians have a 1-0 lead, and Luke Raley made a heck of an effort trying to bring that one back at the top of the wall in right field, but it went out and then came back onto the 1-inning track. 1-0 Cleveland.
Just a ridiculous start to his career. Incredible. 2 home runs last night, followed it with a home run tonight. Unbelievable.
One thing there you go, almost did it. One thing the Guardians didn't have last year was power in the outfield. They got one of the game's best hitters in their third baseman in Jose Ramirez, but their OPS from the outfielders was one of the worst numbers in the American League. And by the way, here's Jose Ramirez. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way. Ramirez, a check swing. It's a strike, 0-1. But Chase DeLauder, a rookie, is giving the Guardians a lot of punch very early in the season already with 3 home runs. Now the windup by George, and the next pitch is over for a strike, and the count is 0-2 on Ramirez. We had 6 home runs in last night's game. The Mariners hit 4. So the Mariners won the home run derby, but the Guardians won the game. The 1-2 pitch, swung on, hard hit ground ball right side, diving stop. Cole Young gets up, throws the first on a hop, and it's in time to rob Ramirez. Holy smokes, what a play by Young. He robs Jose Ramirez of a base hit. It was a shot to his right, diving, got off his belly, popped up, threw a strike on a hop, and a nice pick at first by Josh Naylor, and there's 2 outs in the inning. What a play by Young. You can hang a star on that one if you're scoring along with us.
That was a great play, a hard hit ball. He was fully extended, Superman style.
Here is Kyle Manzardo, the DH, and Manzardo takes a look at a strike. The count is 0-1. We were talking with Cole down at spring training. I asked him what he did during the offseason to get ready. He said he worked on his footwork at second base to get better, to get quicker, and man, he showed it off right there. The next pitch misses on Manzardo for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kirby doesn't waste any time, delivers. Check swing, a fastball is outside. Did he go? He did not. And the count is now 2-1 on Manzardo.
Perry Hill had glowing things to say about Cole Young and the strides he's made defensively from last year to this.
Here's the windup, and the pitch swung on, popped up and out of play on the third base side. And the count is even on Manzardo at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And guys, I'm taking a look at George out there, and I don't see the PitchCom device on his belt like he wore at spring training, so it doesn't look like he's got it on, but it's hard to tell with the black pants. Here's the windup, and the 2-2 to Manzardo. It's outside. Ball 3, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. As you know, George doesn't walk anybody. His walk ratio of 7 strikeouts to 1 walk in his career is one of the best in Major League history. Kirby looks in, has a sign from Cal. Now the windup and the 3-2 on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. Strikeout number 1 on the season for George Kirby, but the Guardians get a run on another home run by Chase DeLauder. He's turned out to be Babe Ruth in the first 2 games of the season for Cleveland. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Guardians 1 and the Mariners coming up.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
If you run a residential construction business, you may wonder how you can increase your profit margins. You manage it all while keeping projects on time and budget, but you might be missing out on lucrative service work. That changes with Service Titan, the all-in-one software built for service and construction. Get real-time visibility and probability. Set yourself up for success with membership templates and find out how the best new build contractors in HVAC, plumbing, and other trades are running their entire businesses on Service Titan. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Well, we go to the bottom of the first inning. The Guardians jump out to a 1-0 lead on another home run by Chase DeLauder, who hit 2 last night on opening night. Brendan Donovan will lead things off for the Mariners. On the mound for the Guardians, big right-hander Gavin Williams, 6'6", 250. 12-5 last year with a 3.06 ERA in 31 starts. He turned out to be the Guardians' ace of the staff last year. The pitch on the way to Brendan, and it's high and outside for ball 1. Donovan jump-started his Mariner career last night. First at bat with a home run down the right field line. What a way to introduce yourself to the local fan base. The windup and the 1-0 pitch. Check swing. Fastball. Did he go? He did. And the count is even on Donovan at 1 ball and 1 strike. Brendan ended up going 2 for 4. He also added a double over the bag at third base. That trickled down the left field line. Here's the windup and the 1-1 to Donovan. Inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Gavin Williams last year, 167 and 2/3 innings. And he can walk you. He led the league in walks with 83. He also had 173 strikeouts. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul back. And man, Donovan had a good rip at that last pitch. And the count is even on Brendan at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But 83 walks. He had a great second half of the season for Cleveland. The windup and the 2-2 on the way to Donovan. It's down low for ball 3, 3-2. You're going to see a lot of this from Donovan, Gary.
Yeah, and he laid off the curveball there, which is really important because that's the out pitch for Williams. You chase that out of the zone, you got no chance.
He's got a big curveball, 12-6. Pitch on the way. Fastball swing and a foul back and out of play. And the count is still full on Donovan at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
This is one of the reasons he's such a great fit as the leadoff man. Sees a lot of pitches, fights pitches off.
This is pitch number 7 coming up to Brendan. The windup and the next off for the way, and it's up high for ball 4, and a great at bat by Donovan. Yes, indeed. He's going to have a fine season in the Mariner uniform. Last year with the Cardinals, he hit for an average 287 with 10 home runs and 50 runs batted in, and that makes it a little bit easier for Cal Raleigh and the guys behind him to see what that pitcher has that particular night. So Cal will benefit. So will Julio and Josh Naylor and the other guys. Donovan will lead at first. Here's the pitch by Williams. Swing and a miss by Cal. And the count is 0-1. But taking a look at that curveball, I mean, it's got a good 2.5 foot drop when it comes up to home plate.
Reminds you of Aaron Seeley.
Yes. Old Washington Cougar. See, they had that huge over-the-top curveball. Here's the stretch by Williams, and the 0-1 on the way to Cal. Swing and a pop-up behind home plate right in front of us. And out of play, and the count is 0-2. Years ago, the Orioles had a reliever, one of the better closers in the American League at the time, Greg Olson. Ran into him during the playoffs in Toronto. He was doing national games on radio, and he had an unbelievable over-the-top curveball. The stretch and the 0-2 to Cal. It's going to be just a bit outside. Good eye by Cal. Ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Cal back up there now, calls time. Batting from the left side against Williams. This is Williams' second full season in the big leagues with Cleveland. Young man out of Greenville, South Carolina. First round pick by Cleveland in June of 2021. 5 years ago. Donovan will lead at first, the tying run. Go ahead run at the plate, and Cal Raleigh last year, every time he went up to home plate, he was in scoring position. 60 home runs. Here's the pitch to Cal. Swinging a ground ball, first base side foul. And the count is still the ball and 2 strikes. But what a great fit. Brendan Donovan coming over in a trade on February the 2nd from the St. Louis Cardinals. Mariners gave up some talent from the minor league system, but that's why you have a farm system to pick up a guy like a Brendan Donovan. The look in by Williams, and again the 1-2 on the way to Cal. Fastball is up and in for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good life to it. 99 miles per hour riding inside.
Got some giddy up to it.
Yeah.
To go along with that slow, big hook, that curveball. Carlos Cardoza coaching at third. E.Y. Jr. at first. Eric Young. Donovan a lead, short lead, pitch on the way to Cal, and it's inside for ball 3. Full count 3-2. So Gavin Williams goes to a full count on the first 2 batters he faces tonight.
This is what you want, long counts against Williams.
99 just off the plate. Great eye by Cal. Donovan a lead, the 3-2 to Cal. Swing, and it's popped up behind home plate right in front of us. And the count is still 3-2 on Cal with Julio waiting on deck. So right now this is a 7-pitch at bat. And Gavin Williams has already thrown 14 pitches and does not have an out. So the Mariners making him work. Williams with a new baseball from home plate umpire Will Little calling balls and strikes. Again, Donovan will lead at first base. 1-0 Cleveland. The stretch. And again, the 3-2 on the way. Cal swing and a miss for strike 3. And now there's one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the first. Time now for the roof report from 3 Tree Roofing. And the roof is wide open. Yeah, cloudy, cool night here in Seattle. Some gray skies way off to our left. across downtown Seattle. Off to our right, some blue patches of sky. The Roof Report brought to you by 3 Tree Roofing, the #1 roofer in Washington. Go to 3treeroofing.com for a free estimate today. 1 on, 1 away. Here's Julio Rodriguez. The pitch on the way, and Julio takes down low for ball 1. Gavin Williams, 12-5, the outstanding win percentage. 706 winning percentage, was 3rd best in the American League last year. Here's the stretch and the pitch. On the way to Julio, there goes Donovan. Pitch high for a ball. The throw down to second by Naylor. The catch, the tag, and Donovan is out at second base, trying to steal the head-first slide, but Bo Naylor's throw down to Brian Rocchio. In time, Donovan caught stealing, and now the Mariners have 2 down here in the bottom of the 1st inning. Josh's younger brother, Bo. And the count is 2-0 on Julio. So out in front of the count, he's going to be looking for a fastball right here. Let's see if he gets it. The windup and the 2-0 pitch. Fastball is outside for ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Tell you what, he's probably got the green light right here to see if he can jump on a 3-0 fastball and tie up this game. Now the stretch and the 3-0 pitch. Fastball, and it's low and outside off the plate for ball 4. So the second walk given up by Gavin Williams. And the Mariners have the tying run back at first base, but now 2 outs. And that'll bring up first baseman Josh Naylor. So you got the brothers Naylor right there at home plate, Bo catching, older brother Josh hitting right now. And I was talking with Josh prior to the ball game this afternoon. Bo got over at first base. I said, do you guys have any conversations when you get together over there at first? Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball left side off the side of the mound to the shortstop. Up in the ball areas. He'll go to second for the force on Julio, and that will retire the side. He says, nope, we don't talk at all. He said, my mom doesn't like that. She wants me to talk to him, but no, it's all business during the game. Side retired. We go to the top half of the second. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Guardians 1 and the Mariners nothing.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
Are you really buying a car online on AutoTrader right now?
Really, I can get super specific with dealer listings and see cars based on my budget.
You can really have it delivered.
Or pick it up.
Mommy, I think your kid is walking up the slide.
Really? AutoTrader. Buy your car online. Really?
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Weezer, The Gathering. Playing live across North America in 2026. With special guests, The Shins, and Silver Sun Pickups. Get tickets Friday, April 3rd at
Well, our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Guardians 1 and the Mariners nothing on a cool, breezy night here in Seattle. Game 2 of a brand new season, the 50th season in the history of the Mariners franchise. It all got started April the 6th, 1977 over in the Kingdome. Right now, sitting on top where the Kingdome was located is Lumen Field, the home of the Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. Our congratulations to Steve Rabel, play-by-play voice of the Seahawks and a good friend of ours. Here's Bo Naylor to lead things off here in the second. The pitch on the way from Kirby is going to be up and in for ball 1. Steve, one of the great broadcasters in the NFL. A great friend. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a high pop-up. Shallow right field. Young going out. Coming in, Luke Raley. Raley coming in to call it off Young, and Luke is there to make the catch. That was higher than the price of gas. So one away. That'll bring up first baseman Rhys Hoskins. Let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Here's Hoskins. Rhys takes a look at a strike from Kirby. 0-1. Hoskins had a big night for the Guardians last night. He was 3 for 3 with a couple of singles and a double. Kirby doesn't waste any time. Fires the fastball up and in for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's been fun watching this young man get to the big leagues and become one of the better pitchers in the big league. Mr. Kirby, now 28 years of age. Here's the pitch on the way. A strike, and the count is now 1-2. George grew up in Rye, New York, not too far away from Citi Field, the home of the Mets. Made his major league debut coming up from AA Arkansas to the big leagues back in 2022. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And Kirby has his second strikeout of the ball game and 2 outs for the Guardians here in the top half of the second. He had a heck of a debut. George last year 10-8. Remember, he got off to that slow start. He was on the IL for the first 2 months of the year. Then had a few rocky starts, but then got going. Here is C.J. Kafis, and the pitch to him, swing and a foul out of play on the third base side, and the count is 0-1 on Kafis, getting the start in left field tonight. George was out the first 2 months with inflammation in his right shoulder. Man, that was a big loss. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a chopper, fouled away on the first base side, and the count 0-2. And I was thinking about it. Mariners last year had a great season. They were 90-72. They lost George the first 2 months. And then early in the season, Logan Gilbert was out for 2 months. And pretty much for about 3 months, Bryce Miller was out. Then they lost Brian Wu at the end of the year with an injury. Here's the windup and the 0-2 on the way, and it's just a bit inside for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. How many games would the Mariners would have won? They had 90 in the bank. Emerson Hancock helped out Logan Evans. If they had a healthy George Kirby, Bryce Miller, and Logan Gilbert for the year like they had the year before, next offer. And it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, it seemed like those starting 5 were just together for a week or 2 during the course of the entire season. So, hopefully this year when Miller does come back, we'll see a nice long stretch of the starting 5 together. That would certainly make a big difference this year over last.
You bet, Gary. The 2-2, swinging a chopper up the first baseline, foul. And the count is still 2-2 on Kafis. 1-0 Cleveland. But would the Mariners have won about 100 games last year?
I mean, that's just it. You think about all they accomplished, and it's not like everything was rainbows and roses. Right. It was, with the injuries and everything else, there were tough stretches.
2-2, swinging a broken bat, ground ball left side, backhanded by Rivas. Off balance, throw to first, and it's in time to get Kafis. Leo Rivas with a nice play. He was playing up the middle, had to go quickly to his right to backhand it, and got a lot on the throw, and that's it for Cleveland in the second. We go to the bottom half of inning number 2. Our Mechanics Bank score, the Guardians 1, and the Mariners 0.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
Are you really buying a car online on AutoTrader right now?
Really?
At a playground?
Yeah, really. Look at these listings from dealers.
Wow, your search can really get that specific.
Really?
And you just put in your info and boom, car's in your budget.
Mom needs a second, honey.
You can really have it delivered?
Really. Or I can pick it up at the dealership. One sec, sweetie. Mommy's buying a car.
Mommy,
I think your kid is walking up the slide.
Kyle, again? Really?
AutoTrader. Buy your car online. Really?
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Enjoy all schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look at
Required terms and conditions apply, subject to credit approval.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Guardians 1 and the Mariners nothing as we head to the bottom half of the second. Randy Arozarena will lead things off, followed by Luke Raley and then Dom Canzone. What a night for Luke last night and Dom. Raley with a home run, his first of the year, and Canzone hit 2 in last night's game. He was Shannon's guest on the Mariner Insider on our pregame show. Mariners with 4 home runs last night. So here's Randy. Randy was 1 for 4 last night with a double. Gavin Williams threw a lot of pitches, 20 pitches, walked 2 in the bottom of the first inning. But the Mariners could not get to him. Here's the windup and the pitch on the way. Randy takes a fastball that's high for ball 1. So we mentioned Will Little is the home plate umpire calling balls and strikes. Ryan Addington is the umpire at first. Ryan Wills at second. Lance Barksdale, the crew chief, the umpire over at third base. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's inside on Randy. Ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Randy, last year, 27 home runs. Last 5 years, he's hit 20 or more home runs. Here's the pitch to him. And that's up high for ball 3, 3-0. As we talked about, Gavin Williams can walk you. He led the league in walks last year. Already with 2 walks. Outfield straight away for Cleveland. The windup and the 3-0 pitch. It is high for ball 4. So that's Williams' 3rd walk of the game. And Randy Arozarena with a 4-pitch walk leads off the bottom half of the second. Say, friends, when considering a Volvo, people should come to Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood to experience the Sandberg difference. The only Excellence Award winner and family-owned and operated Volvo dealership in the Northwest. Come in as a friend and leave as a member of the family with a great car. See great reviews at SandbergVolvoCars.com. Here's Luke Raley, toss over to first base, and diving back to the bag goes Randy.
Well, the Mariners have had the right approach here against Williams. They've drawn 3 walks already. We'll see if they can cash in Randy here, but that's what you want to do against Williams. Make him 3 strikes.
Luke Raley, the big home run last night. First of the year, the pitch on the way to Luke, swinging a drive deep into the alley in left center field. Kafis going back to the warning track, reaches up on the run, and he makes the catch. All the way down at second as Randy Arozarena has to hustle back to first base. The throw to first gets on by Hoskins, but backing up on the play is the pitcher, Gavin Williams, along with Bo Naylor. Randy had to hustle back to first base. He went all the way down to second as Kafis made a heck of a long-running catch deep in left center field on the warning track. The long throw in was cut off. The relay to first base, and Randy's able to get back. So 1 on and 1 away. Raley gave it a good ride the other way into left center field, but Kafis made a nice catch. And here's Dom Canzone with 2 home runs last night. Off to a great start. Here's the stretch by Williams. Randy a lead. Turn and toss over to first base, and Randy jumps back to the bag, standing up. Canzone hit right-handed pitching very well last year. Hit .308 against the righties. Had a .355 on base and slugged over .500. Here's the pitch on the way to Dom, and it's outside for ball 1. And he was talking with Shannon on the pregame show about his approach this year, working with Edgar Martinez and Kevin Seitzer and Bobby Magianis, hitting coaches, but hitting the ball back up the middle. Here's the stretch and the 1-0 pitch on the way, and it's inside as Dom backs away from ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. And what he's talking about is not hitting the ball up the middle all the time, although if he can, it's a great approach. But by having the approach of hitting the ball back up the middle. You're on the ball, so if there's a pitch middle in, you're going to get to it and pull it. Middle away, you're on it, hit it the other way. Here's the pitch to the way, swinging a high pop-up. And a shallow right field down the line, going back to second baseman is Rocchio, and right on the line, he's there to make the catch for the second out of the inning. It just gets you ready to hit the ball and use all fields if your approach is back through the middle. So 1 on and 2 outs, and then I'll bring up second baseman Cole Young with a great spring. With 5 home runs and 18 runs batted in down in Arizona. Looking for his first hit of the 2026 season. Randy, good speed over at first base. If Cole can line one in the gap, a chance to score him. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way to Cole. Strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Cole, early part of the year last year, down at AAA Tacoma, hit well, 277 with the Mariners last year, hit 211, 4 home runs, 24 runs batted in. Look for this kid to have a big season. Here's a turn and toss over to first base, and diving back goes Randy, just ahead of the tag of Rhys Hoskins. Good move by Gavin Williams. Williams in the first half of last season for Cleveland, 5-4 with a 3.70 ERA in 19 starts, but he was outstanding in the second half. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul out of play on the third base side by Cole, and the count is 0-2. But in the second half of the year, and this is where the Indians were able to hold off Detroit, or really past Detroit, I should say. In the second half of the season, Williams was 7-1 with a 2.18 ERA in 12 starts after the All-Star break. Here's the pitch. Young with a swing and a foul back right below us. And the count is still 0-2 on Young. But Detroit really struggled down the stretch, and the Guardians were able to leapfrog over them and had a 1-game lead to win the American League Central. The stretch by Williams, and again the 0-2 to Cole. Low and inside for ball 1, 1 ball, and 2 strikes.
It really was a remarkable comeback when you think about how far back Cleveland was. It took 2 things. It took Cleveland getting red hot and Detroit just falling flat on their face at the end of the season.
Mariners took advantage of that in 1995 when they were way behind the Angels. Randy with a fake move over at first. Here's the pitch on the way. Strike 3 called. Young caught looking, and that will retire the side. We go to the top half of the third. A cool Friday night here in Seattle. Top of the third, our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Guardians 1 and the Mariners 0.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a home service business, you're probably wondering if your current software is ready to handle that next phase of growth. You're working hard to bring in more revenue, stay on top of marketing, payroll, projects, and more, all while keeping your customers happy, but your software isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that scales with you. Find out how the most successful home service contractors are growing today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week. Live look
back to T-Mobile Park. It's the Mariners and the Guardians, 1-0. Cleveland with the lead. We go to the top of the third inning. Chase DeLauder, the difference. A solo home run. 2 homers last night, 1 homer so far tonight. 3 already on the season. He's on pace to break the all-time single-season home run record. We'll see if I don't know if he can keep this pace up, though.
I don't think so.
Averaging just under 2 a game. Yeah, I don't think he can keep that up. Here's Arias, the pitch to him. That's a strike.
I was trying real hard to do the math.
Yeah, it gets tricky when you get the halves in there. No balls and a strike. Kirby goes into the motion. Here comes his pitch. Swung on and missed. Good fastball upstairs. Kirby's retired 5 in a row, including a couple of strikeouts after the home run from DeLauder. Kirby goes into the motion, the 0-2. Too high. Tried to get some chase. 97 on the fastball. The matchup with DeLauder, the premium matchup presented by Alaska Airlines, the official airline of the Seattle Mariners. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Got him. Just threw the fastball right by him. 3rd strikeout for George. He's retired 6 in a row. Experience a new level of comfort aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, flying nonstop to top destinations around the globe. So 1 away here in the 3rd. Here's Rocchio. Had a big hit last night for Cleveland, batting 9th again. The first pitch to him. Swung on, popped up. Behind home plate. Cal's going to watch this into the seats. 0-1. Chase DeLauder, who has really burst onto the scene with the 2 homers last night, the home run tonight, his first 2 regular season games. He grew up in West Virginia trying to replicate as a kid Ken Griffey Jr.'s swing. Here's the 0-1. That's high. I would say he's done a pretty good job so far this season. This has looked a lot like Ken Griffey Jr. to start the year.
Yeah, Jr. always hit a home run on opening day, it seemed like.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, chopped foul. DeLauder went to James Madison, not really known as a baseball powerhouse. He committed to James Madison as a pitcher. They realized quickly what they had as a hitter. He had an ERA near 8 in his first season, but he led in every offensive category. The 1-2 swung on, lifted center field, long run. Julio racing in. He's there. He makes the catch on the move. Julio just raced and tracked that one down. Nice play by Julio. Got a good jump. There's 2 away. Here's top of the order, Stephen Kwan. And that's a real key when you're facing Cleveland. Make sure to extinguish the bottom of the order. Don't give, especially Ramirez, a chance to bat with runners aboard. Here's the pitch to Kwan. Inside. Ramirez made the Mariners pay when it counted the most last night. Came up with a couple runners aboard and did some serious damage. 1-0 Cleveland, 3rd inning. Into the wind, here's the pitch. Misses high and away. Two balls, no strikes. Kwan went 0 for 5 last night. 2 strikeouts. That rarely happens. The 2-0 on the corner. He's never had a 3 strikeout game in his career. He's had a handful of 2 strikeout games, but it doesn't happen often. So kudos to the Mariners. Kirby nods his head into the motion, the 2-1. Misses inside, so 3 balls and a strike. Kwan getting the start in center field. The Gold Glover in left. 4 Gold Gloves. Playing a little more center to try and get some more offense this year in the outfield. The 3-1. Swung on, fouled off, out of play behind home plate. Remember Cleveland last year, they had one of the worst offenses in baseball. 29th in on-base percentage, 29th in slug. Off to a good start last night with a 6-4 win. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kirby's 3-2. Swung on, little parachute left field, falling fast. It's down, a base hit in front of Arozarena. So Kwan, a 2-out single, and that brings up DeLauder.
Going to be really interesting to see how George goes after DeLauder here because, man, he's been hitting the heck out of the baseball. The first two ball games, you got that wind blowing in from left field to right field, gave that home run a little bit more carry. It just got out to right field, but now it looks like the wind has died down a bit. But you got to make him hit the ball to the big part of the ballpark right now.
Yeah, see what he does here. Here's his first pitch. High and away, not close. DeLauder, a first-round draft pick in 2022, 16th overall, one of the top prospects in baseball, inside the top 50, according to Pipeline. Here comes the 1-0. Strike. He has struggled with injuries, making his way through the Cleveland system, so they are going to be careful with him. He's going to play in the corners. He's going to DH. He's going to get time off. They want to keep his bat in the lineup as much as possible. The 1-1. Swung on and fouled back. Took a kind of a cut like an alligator would take with a bat.
And that thing ate him up.
Yeah.
This thing cuts up and in, and all
surprised he made contact.
Yeah, just chopped at that pitch and almost hit him in the hands.
See what Kirby comes back with. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. The pitch. Strike 3 called, freeze him. He just looked at 96 right by him. 4th strikeout for George Kirby. He puts another 0 on the board. Cleveland leading 1-0. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Your Mechanics Bank score on the Mariners Radio Network.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhanced game nights with MLB Big
Inning.com/flex.
You're back with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Bottom of the 3rd, 1-0 Cleveland. Chase DeLauder solo home run, the difference. Leo Rivas will lead things off for the Mariners, batting 9th today against Gavin Williams. Mariners have drawn 3 walks. They don't have a hit yet, which is kind of who Gavin Williams is. He is tough to square up. Last year, opponents batted just .210 against him. That was the 10th lowest batting average against of any qualified starter. Here comes the pitch. Inside. But he does have a very high walk rate. So the Mariners have made him work, but nothing to show for it on the board. He's thrown 34 pitches. Here's his 1-0. Strike. He's got really wicked stuff, especially that curveball. Williams settles in from the third base side of the rubber. The 1-1 pitch to Rivas. Not close. He's had a good fastball tonight, too. We've seen it from 97 up to 99. Here comes the 2-1. Missed inside. 3 balls and 1 strike. That's something we saw from Leo last year as a Mariner. Ended up with an on-base over 380, which is excellent. The 3-1. Strike. He was starting to make his walk to first. He'll come back. Does not challenge. Mariners have not challenged yet. Ooh, you look at that pitch. It was not close. If he challenged it, he would have won. Tough thing to do, though, in the 3rd inning with the bases empty. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to Leo. Swung on, fouls it away, stays alive. So we'll do it again, 3-2. Leo would love to get aboard to set the table for the top of the order. Donovan do up next, then Cal, then Julio. The 3-2. Swung on, ripped, right field, tailing towards the wall, racing over DeLauder. He can't get there. It's down. It's a hit. Rivas around second base. He wants 3. Here comes the throw to third. 1 hop. Leo slides. He is safe at third. Leo Rivas claps his hands at third base. He is in there. The tying run at third for the Mariners.
Leo's first hit of the season, a triple down the right field line. DeLauder came mighty close to make the catch. He had it, but he dropped it and then kind of kicked it a little bit. The ball rolled out in front of him along the warning track. He slammed into the wall, the side wall, in that right field corner. That made it a little bit tougher. And when Leo saw that, turned on the Jets around second, got to third.
So here's Donovan. Infield playing in the pitch. Swung on, skied. Short center field. Arias out the shortstop, calling for it in the grass. Makes a one-hand catch. And Donovan is put away. That's the first out here in the third. That brings up Cal.
That at base, see Donovan just trying to get the ball in the air to get the sacrifice fly, but just got underneath it and popped it up into shallow center field. But he had the right approach to try to tie up this game.
So Cal will try and tie it up. Or more. Infield in again. Here's the pitch to Cal. A half cut, but he holds back. Did not go. It's a ball. Cal looking for his first hit of the season. Drew a walk last night. This will be a good time for it. Mariners trailing 1-0. Bottom of the third. Williams from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Cal. Swung on and missed. That ball dove. That's that wicked curveball. Dove into the dirt. Cal swings through. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cal adjusts the blue batting gloves, matching the blue City Connect top. And from the left side against the righty. Here's the pitch. Just outside. Williams was a reverse split guy last year. Righties actually batted 100 points higher than lefties against him last year. He's inching close towards 50 pitches. The 2-1 to Cal. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Challenged him 98 upstairs. He swings through. Count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tying run at third base and Rivas. They're on a triple. Cal calls time, now wanders back into the box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Williams set, staring at Rivas. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, foul. Just off the first baseline. Hoskins gives it a look. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They have made Williams work. The pitch count is really getting elevated. 46 pitches here in the third. Mariners would like to cash in a run, though, here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped foul again. That's a tough pitch. Another curveball just below the zone that he fights off. That is not easy. That's the swing and miss pitch. He's thrown him 5 curveballs in this at bat. Just one fastball. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Another fastball. Heater at 99. Cal swings through, and there's 2 away. Third strikeout for Williams. That was elevated, let her high. Here's Julio. Williams set. The pitch to Julio. Missed inside. 1 ball, no strikes. So we take a look at the Chevy Equinox scoreboard. Angels in Houston again. It's 5-2. Angels leading the Astros in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Went chasing out of the zone. A sweeper just off the plate. Angels trying to take the first 2 games of that series against the Astros. Mike Trout has homered again for the 2nd straight game. Rivas, the tying run, the 1-1. Swung on and missed. Sweeper again. And Julio calls time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Such a promising start to this inning. A Rivas triple. Donovan popped out, and Cal struck out. Julio staring at a 1 ball, 2 strikes count. Williams set. Delivers 1-2. Swung on, foul. Into the second deck down the first baseline. 1-2. Went sweeper for the 3rd straight time. We'll see what he does here. The 1-2 to Julio. Swung on and missed. Punched him out. 98. Ripped it by him. 2nd straight strikeout, 4th of the game, and the Mariners lead. The tying run stranded at 3rd base. We head to the 4th. It's a 1-0 game. Cleveland the lead on the Mariners Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Great to have you with us from T-Mobile Park tonight. We head to the 4th, 1-0 Guardians, a solo home run by Chase DeLauder. George Kirby, though, has settled in. He's pitched really well. He's retired 8 of his last 9. He's Who's Hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. Check them out for the perfect garage door, outdoor living space, or fireplace in Bellevue, Auburn, Spokane, or Portland, or firesidehomesolutions.com. Jose Ramirez stands in. Grounded out to second on a beautiful play by Cole Young. A diving play to retire Ramirez. The pitch inside, backs him off the plate. Ramirez, who signed a 7-year extension in the offseason. So he signed through 2032, the 1-0. This is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. By then, it's hard to imagine he won't be considered the best player in Cleveland baseball history, which is saying a lot. They've had a number of Hall of Famers along the way. The 2-0 strike. Already, he is second all-time in career home runs in Cleveland history, behind just Jim Thome. He'll pass him along the way. The 2-1. Swung on, smoked a couple hops. Cole Young gobbles it up, sets his feet, throws to first. And he's got Ramirez again. 1 away. He is also just one career double shy of 400. That's third on the Cleveland list. Tris Speaker, number 1. He'll pass him at some point as well. That's pretty great company.
That's going back a few semesters.
Yeah, it is.
Back in the early days of the Indians franchise in the early 1900s. Hall of Famer, Tris Speaker.
Here's Manzardo, the pitch. Swung on a miss, a wild swing. A slider down low. No balls and a strike, 1 out. 1-0 Guardians. Kirby into the wind, deals. Swung on, rip, but foul. So quickly, Kirby is ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Game 2 of 4 between the Mariners and the Guardians. The 0-2. Missed away, tried to get some chase on a change. That's a good movement. Saw that change quite a bit in spring. Kirby twists, deals. Swung on and missed. Did Cal make the catch clean? No, he did not. So hit the dirt first. Cal tried to claim it. He brought the mid up. Didn't sell it to the home plate umpire. It's a good try. So we'll do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kirby into the wind. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Went curveball as he just gets a piece. As we look at our Chevy Equinox scoreboard, the Rainiers played their opener tonight on the road. They won their first game 7-6. The 1-2. Bounced in. So count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Colt Emerson hit a home run in that game for Tacoma. Patrick Wisdom as well, the veteran, with a home run as well for the Rainiers. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Got him all twisted up on a curveball. George Kirby, 5th strikeout of the night. He's retired 10 of the last 11 Guardians he has seen. He's in a good groove. That's a great pitch, just below the zone. Here's Bo Naylor. Kirby trying to go 1-2-3. He deals. Swung on and missed. Starts him with the curveball again. George nods his head up and down. Into the motion, deals. Swung on, slow roller, second base. Young charges, gloves, little lob toss on the move. Gets the out, and that's a 1-2-3 tidy inning for George Kirby. Hangs another 0 in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the inning. It's still 1-0 Cleveland on the Mariners Radio Network.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a home service business, you're probably wondering if your current software is ready to handle that next phase of growth. You're working hard to bring in more revenue, stay on top of marketing, payroll, projects, and more, all while keeping your customers happy, but your software isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that scales with you. Find out how the most successful home service contractors are growing today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live Northwest.
We head to the bottom of the fourth, Mariners and Guardians from T-Mobile Park. It's 1-0 Cleveland. Your Mechanics Bank score. Gavin Williams has been very tough on the Mariners so far. Handful of walks. There's just one hit so far. Leo Rivas, a leadoff triple in the third, left stranded there. So Josh Naylor will bat against his former club. Naylor steps in the box wearing red batting gloves as he grips the black bat. Here comes the pitch to him. Swung on, a little excuse me swing. Dribbler right in front of home plate. His brother scoops it up, fires to first. Bo Naylor gets Josh Naylor. And there's one away. You join the Mariners on April 10th for Ichiro Replica Statue Night presented by DBA. First 40,000 fans will get a replica of the iconic statue that will stand forever outside of T-Mobile Park. Plus 20 lucky fans will score a replica signed by Ichiro himself. Get your tickets at Mariners.com. Randy will bat. He walked his first time.
See what Josh did on that chopper back to the mound.
Here comes the pitch. That's inside. It looked like he ran inside to try and get hit in the back from the throw of his brother.
No, before he left the batter's box.
Oh,
he
no.
threw the bat right in front of Bo.
Oh, nice.
So he had to negotiate over the bat to get to the
Smart.
ball. Josh Naylor thinks on a different level. I just saw that and I go, who does that? Josh Naylor. Make it tough on his brother.
Yeah. 2 balls, no strikes. Also made the angle difficult, too. The 2-0. Upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. Unfortunately, his brother unfazed. 3 balls, no strikes on Randy. Into the wind, here's the pitch. And he takes ball 4. He was actually walking to first before the ball actually crossed home plate. He was very confident that was ball 4. He takes his second walk. If he would have taken the step a second sooner, he would have been hit by the ball.
Does that a lot, even when the pitcher's getting ready to throw. I mean, he's backing away, moving out of the batter's box. He was pretty confident it was ball 4.
Here's Luke, the pitch. Swung on and missed. Luke put a charge the opposite field into the gap. It was 110 off the bat, but is tracked down by Kafis in left center. Looked like extra bases off the bat last time. No balls and a strike. Randy at first. Here's the pitch. Half cut. Did he go? He did not. He checked his swing. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams at 60 pitches now as he works here in the fourth. 1-0 Guardians. 1 run, 2 hits. Cleveland. No runs, 1 hit Mariners. Randy takes an extra step on his lead in a low crouch. Throws to first base. Randy gets back safely.
Mariners looking for one mistake from Gavin Williams. Have yet to find it. Hopefully Luke Raley does right here.
Randy has a nice lead at first. Here's the pitch. Strike. He bluffed but stayed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's really been kind of a vintage Gavin Williams outing. Walks, strikeouts, and tough to square up. Just one hit allowed. That's kind of what he does. Here's the 1-2. Just off the plate, and we have a challenge. Bo Naylor challenges this pitch. I think it's going to be outside. This is the first challenge of the game for either side. It's up on the board, and it is in fact outside. It is a ball. So Cleveland loses their first challenge. That excites the crowd. So just one challenge left for Cleveland. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Randy at first. Throw to first base. Randy just gets back. He hesitated for a moment, spun the wheels a bit, but he got back in time. So 2 moves over to first base. See how aggressive Randy gets now. Has a good lead. He takes off. The 2-2 swung on, fouled straight back. Randy stole 31 bags a year ago. He's always a threat. You've been able to book him for 2020. Each of the last handful of years. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Raley back in the box. He homered last night. Randy at first. He takes off. The 2-2 swung on a miss. Throw to second base is wide. Randy slides. He's safe. So the strikeout, Raley is out on strikes, but Randy steals second. So the Mariners have a runner in scoring position. 5th strikeout for Williams. Here's Canzone. We've talked a lot about the Seattle flavor in the Cleveland dugout. Well, there's Ohio flavor in the Mariners lineup. Both Raley and Canzone. They did a number on the Guardians last night with 3 home runs combined. Now Dom looking for a base hit with Randy at second. Here's the pitch. Too wide. Missed on the curveball. 5 pitches away from 70. Williams staring at Randy at second. Delivers 1-0. Not close again. Tried the curve. Same spot. Same result. 2 balls, no strikes. Dom, 2 homers last night. Here's the 2-0. High. Naylor kept it framed there for a while. Didn't get the call. That was just above the zone. 3 balls, no strikes. See if Dom takes a rip at a 3-0. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 4, lost him. Second walk of the inning, and the Mariners have something cooking. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. And here comes Cole Young, and here comes Carl Willis, the pitching coach for Cleveland. Young struck out looking his first time. Looking for his first hit of the season. Now would be a good time. So the infield, they all gather on Carl Willis. Gives instructions to Williams.
Carl's been around a long time. Short time with Seattle Mariners as well. Charlie Burbidge was talking about some good Carl Willis stories when he was a pitching coach here, talking about just going out there and giving the pitchers some confidence, giving a little bit of a breather when they get a little bit of trouble.
He was there with Terry Francona in Cleveland, and now here with Stephen Vogt in Cleveland. Here's Cole Young. Mariners a chance to tie things up. Trailing 1-0, 4th inning. Randy at second. Dom Canzone at first. Williams ready. He deals. Swung on, fouled away. Young a little late on a fastball. That was 96. Williams was really throwing gas early. We saw that fastball at 99. His stuff has been up across the board. His fastball 1.5 miles above on average. Secondary stuff up a couple miles per hour. The 0-1. Swung on, popped up out of play. 96 again. So velocity has settled a little as this game has gone on, but Cole Young in a tough spot. No balls, 2 strikes. You'd have to imagine that we're going to see the curveball here. Williams has the sign. No balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Cole. Swung on, blasted, right field. This has got a chance. It's at the warning track. It's at the wall. It is gone. Cole Young, 3-run home run, and the Mariners have the lead. His first hit of the season, and it's a big blast.
The little guy had some big swings down at spring training, hit about 5 or 6 home runs down in Arizona. Behind in the count, you think here comes the hammer, the big curveball, but he got the fastball. Drills it out of here to right field, into the lower deck in right. Cole Young with his first home run of the season, and the Mariners have the lead for the first time tonight. What a swing by Young.
I gotta love that. Here's Rivas, the pitch. Swung on and missed. Well, the difference between tonight and last night, Mariners hit 4 home runs last night, all solo. You love the 3-run home run. The Mariners make Williams pay for the walks. The pitch swung on. That's a charge to left field. Playable, though. Kafis a couple steps back. Now a step in. Reaches up. 2-hand catch. And that's it for the Mariners in the 4th. But Cole Young strikes a 3-run home run. We head to the 5th. Mariners on top 3-1 over the Guardians on the Mariners Radio Network.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a residential construction business, you may wonder how you can increase your profit margins. You manage it all while keeping projects on time and budget, but you might be missing out on lucrative service work. That changes with Service Titan, the all-in-one software built for service and construction. Get real-time visibility and profitability. Set yourself up for success with membership templates and find out how the best new build contractors in HVAC, plumbing, and other trades are running their entire businesses on Service Titan. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look.
Well, the brand new ball game as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. It's now the Mariners 3 and the Guardians 1, thanks to a 3-run home run by Cole Young in the bottom of the 4th. Got a special guest here at the ballpark. Jay Buhner is here, Mariner Hall of Famer. We got a special guest in the booth right now, one of the best hitters I've ever seen in a Mariner uniform and throughout his major league career, a batting champion. John Olerud joins us. How you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing great. Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing just fine, buddy. After the home run by Cole Young, just a minute ago, that was wonderful.
Gets everybody feeling a little better.
Oh, you're not kidding. The Mariners have the lead for George Kirby, 3-1, top of the 5th. Reese Hoskins will lead things off. Kirby's been outstanding. He's retired 11 of the last 12. Here's the pitch on the way, a strike on the outside corner. John, you're not here to talk about baseball. You're involved in a special organization called Canine Companions.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Canine Companions.
No, Canine Companions. I first got to know Canine Companions when I came here to play for the Seattle Mariners, and they did calendars, kind of repping the dogs and that kind of thing. But Canine Companions, they provide service dogs for kids with special needs, people with disabilities, military veterans, and just a great organization. It's been great with our family. It's an organization that we really like and we've supported. So
you had the dogs out here tonight before the ball game? Or
no, we didn't have the dogs out here tonight, but it is Bark in the Park, so wanted to support Canine Companions.
Here's the pitch to Reese Hoskins, and it's outside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. These dogs are amazing. How long does it take to really train a dog to help out a kid or somebody who needs a service dog?
Yeah, well, what they really need is they need puppy raisers, because what they do is they have a ton of puppies. They have people train them for 2 years, get them ready to go. Then they ship them out, have professional trainers work on them, and then they provide them to clients.
It's outstanding. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up behind home plate. Cal coming back, but it's out of play. And the count is still even on Hoskins at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Man, it takes a long time to get the puppy to grow up, and they're amazing because they can sense somebody needing help.
Yeah,
it's all in the training, isn't it?
Yeah, no, they're amazing. It's amazing what the trainers can get them to do, and they're just so great for your family. So many great memories, such great interactions with the dogs.
Here's the pitch to Hoskins, and it's high and inside for ball 4. So Hoskins draws a leadoff walk here in the top half of the 5th inning. That's the first walk coming up by George Kirby, who hardly walks anybody. Visiting with John Oliver on a special night here at T-Mobile Park. That'll bring up left fielder C.J. Kapis. If people want to learn more about Canine Companions, how they can donate to help out your cause, and the people who work so hard to get these puppies in the right hand, swinging a foul back by Kapis, 0-1 the count. What can they do to help out Canine Companions?
Yeah, no, I think they've got their website, but really what they really need is they need puppy raisers. So if you love dogs and you want to raise a puppy, what a great thing to do for people. It's a great service, I mean, that's what, obviously, yes, you can donate to their causes. You can be a puppy raiser. They're a great organization. One of the things I didn't realize was that they invented the model for service dogs.
Really?
And they've been around since 1975. So they've given over 8,600 dogs to their clients at no cost to the client. So it's a great organization. A lot of fun to be a part of.
I'm glad you're a part of it to help their cause. 1-2 the count on C.J. Kapis. Hoskins on at first base. 1 on, nobody out, top of the 5th inning. Visiting with John Oliver. The look in by Kirby, looking for a ground ball. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck for the Guardians is shortstop Gabriel Arias. John, what's it like to come back to T-Mobile Park? You played here and had a heck of a season. In 2001, You guys won 116 games that year. Here's the pitch on the way, misses ball 3, 3-2. How did you do it? You won every night.
Yeah, no, what a special year that was. I mean, and strange in that it was so good, to win that many games. Just everything went our way. It was a lot of fun.
Next offer, swinging a pop-up behind home plate off to our left. The count is still 3-2 on Kapis. What did you think of Ichiro when he showed up that first year in 2001?
Yeah, well, the amazing thing about Ichiro is, nobody knew how good he was. I remember when I was with the Mets, Bobby Valentine and Tom Robson, they had coached over there, and they said, this guy's really special, and he's going to do great. But, everybody else, that was, we'd never had a position player from Japan that had success, and so the question was, can they succeed? And wow, did he
he succeeded.
did he prove that to be the case?
Hit way over 300. And
Yeah.
Started his string of 200-plus base hits.
Yeah.
10 consecutive seasons.
Yeah.
Over 3,000 in his career. Ball 4 on Capus, and all of a sudden, George Kirby, John, who doesn't walk anybody, has walked 2, and now the Guardians have the time as the board. Time is called. Pete Woodworth, pitcher coach, out to the mound. Have a talk with George. Nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. It'll bring up Gabriel Arias. John, you've been in those conversations at home plate as a first baseman. What did Pete just tell George besides throw a strike?
Yeah, no, I think that's the big thing. I think, everybody comes together, just make sure that everybody's on the same page and that, the position players know what's going on, what the game plan is. So, yeah, it's just go out there and, make good pitches and just relax and
see what happens.
Yeah.
A little close at third base is Donovan. Here's the pitch on the way to Arias. Swinging a chopper to Donovan, coming in at third. He's got it. Looks at second, but goes to first base for the out on Arias. And it wasn't hit that hard, so he took a long look at second, John. He didn't have a chance to try to turn the double play. He had to come in and get it. So both runners advance.
That was a tough one.
So now Hoskins is on at third, Capus on at second base. He represents the tying run in scoring position. And Donovan made the right decision, John. Get the sure out. And that'll bring up Brian Rocchio, who is 0 for 1, has flied out to Julio. Made a nice running catch out in right center field. Visiting with John Olerud. Grew up here in Seattle and Bellevue. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's outside for ball 1. Started Interlake High School and went to Washington State.
Yep.
What's it like to have an award named after you in college baseball? The John Olerud Award for a two-way player.
No, it's a little strange. But it's a huge honor, as there have been a lot of guys that have had a ton of success, as a two-way player in college, and that they picked me. It's, real honor.
I think Marco Gonzalez won the award.
Yeah.
Over at Gonzaga one year.
Yeah.
Well, you're amazing as a pitcher. I think your sophomore year, you were, 15-0 or something like that?
Yep.
Here's the pitch. Strike called on Rocchio, and the count is now 1-2. When you were drafted by the Blue Jays, was it still up for grabs that you were going to pitch or have a position?
Yeah, I don't know if it was up for grabs, but they gave me the impression it was up for grabs. So they, they mentioned that they were mainly interested in me as a hitter, but they would take a look at me as a pitcher. And so in instructional ball, after the season was over, I did some pitching down there, and I thought I did all right, but I don't think they were as impressed with my pitching as they were with the hitting. I definitely didn't have Ohtani stuff.
I think they made the right choice, though. You were a
I felt
great
like
hitter.
It was the right choice.
You did just fine. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Rocchio fouls it away off his foot on a check swing.
No, I think it hit him.
Oh, it hit him.
Yeah.
I thought for a second it looked like a check swing foul, but it got him on the foot. So a couple of walks and now a hit batter. And the Guardians have the bases loaded with one out. The Mariners lead 3-1 thanks to that 3-run home run by Cole Young in the bottom of the 4th. But now George Kirby's in a jam here in the top of the 5th. That'll bring up Stephen Kwan, who usually puts the ball in play. He had a single his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the night. So Kirby needs a ground ball double play right here. Tough man to double up his Kwan.
He might have actually saved the run. If that didn't hit his foot and that hits the ground, that may get away from Cal. Cleveland may get a run there.
Runners at every base. Good point. Here's the stretch by Kirby. And the pitch on the way to Kwan is over for a strike. He had to get that first pitch in there, and he does.
The problem here is a strikeout is ideal, and Kwan is very difficult to strike out.
He's one of the toughest to strike out of the game. Only about 8.7% of the time he struck out last year. Runners get their leads. Hoskin at third, tying run at second. Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up. Shallow left field, racing in toward the line. Randy Arozarena, he is there to make the catch. And coming in from third is the runner, Hoskins. The throw to the plate, he's out by a mile. A double play, and the inning is over. Rhys Hoskins trying to score on a shallow fly ball to left field. A base running mistake by Hoskins. Randy Arozarena with a throw to the plate to Cal Raleigh. Got the throw. Plenty of time to get the tag on Hoskins. A 7-2 double play. And that's it for Cleveland in the top of the 5th inning. How do you do? What an ending in the 5th. We go to the bottom of inning number 5. Our Mechanics Bank score, the Mariners 3 and the Guardians 1.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to ServiceTitan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Joyful schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look
at Mariners.com.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's the Mariners 3 and the Guardians 1. What a play to retire the side in the top half of the 5th inning. The Guardians had the bases loaded, 1 out when Stephen Kwan hit a little pop-up in the shallow left field. Randy Arozarena made the catch. Rhys Hoskins tried to tag and score, but he was out by a mile. Brendan Donovan leading off the bottom of the 5th inning takes a pitch from Gavin Williams low for ball 1. So a break for the Mariners with that 7-2 double play. Cole Young, a 3-run home run, the difference in this game. The next pitch on the way to Donovan is inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Visiting with John Olerud, one of the best hitters I've ever seen. And I'm not kidding, because, and not just because he's sitting next to me right now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And it's high to Donovan. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. John, real quick, what made you such a good hitter in the big leagues? You almost hit 400 one season in 1993.
Yeah, no, hitting was something that I always loved to do, and just blessed to have good eye hand and good quick bat, and something that I enjoyed working on, and just feel real fortunate to have had a good career.
You had a great career, buddy. Next pitch to Donovan's up high for ball 4, so Donovan draws a walk, and that's the 5th walk given up by Gavin Williams. Brings up Cal Raleigh. John talking about good hitters. How about this guy right here? Pitch on the way to Cal.
Unbelievable.
Over first strike, 0-1. Can you imagine a catcher hitting 60 home runs in a season like he did last year?
No, unbelievable. What an amazing year.
3rd highest total in American League history, tying Babe Ruth the 3rd. Here's the windup of the pitch on the way to Cal. And that's down low for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. It's great to have you up here, buddy. Visiting with John Olerud, talking about canine companions, dogs, service dogs to help out people and kids, older folks, young folks get through life. Here's the next offer on the way, low, and make it a strike on the inside corner. 1-2 the count on Cal. And how can they get a hold of anybody to find out if they can raise a puppy for a few years to help out these kids?
Yeah, the website is canine.org, and yeah, we have a few more Bark in the Park days set, April 20th and September 3rd. The Canine Companions gets a benefit from the ticket sales and that kind of thing. So it's great that the Mariners are, helping out Canine Companions.
Come out to Bark in the Park night with your four-legged friends and help raise money for a great cause for Canine Companions. Here's the look in by Williams. And again, the 1-2 on the way to Cal Raleigh. Swinging a foul back out of play off to our left. And the count is still a ball and 2 strikes. John, I know you got to take off, so thank you for coming by, and we'll do our best to promote Canine Companions. Thank you so much for being such a part of the community and giving us so much joy when you came here during the course of your excellent baseball career, buddy. We love you.
Yeah. Thank you, Rick. Always great to be with you.
Great to see you. John Olerud. Here's the pitch to Cal. A swing and a miss for strike 3. And there's one out for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Right now, let's pause for station identification. This is the Mariners Radio Network. One on and one away for the Mariners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. You talk about a class act. John Olerud is that and more. And we're so happy to call him our own, being raised here in Bellevue and having a great baseball career. Julio Rodriguez, 1-0 the count. The next pitch, check swing. Does he go? Yes, he does. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And I've said it many, many times, Gary, watching John play and hit a baseball. He had one of the sweetest swings I've ever seen. Ever. Led the league in hitting with the Toronto Blue Jays. Hit 363 that year. Swinging a pop-up out of play on the first base side. 1-2 the count on Julio. And he was hitting 400 as late into the season as August. And, man, I'm telling you, not too many guys have done that. The look in by Williams. 1 on, 1 away, 3-1 Mariners. The stretch by Williams and the 1-2 pitch. Fastball, strike 3 called. So another strikeout for Gavin Williams. 5, 6, 7 strikeouts on the night.
7 strikeouts, a career high 6 walks along the way. I mean, the Mariners have forced him. He's 87 pitches. Bullpen is going. They have forced him to really work.
Interesting. And this is what he did last year. He walked a lot of guys, didn't give up a lot of hits, and had more than his share of strikeouts. Here's Josh Naylor. The stretch and the pitch on the way to Josh. Big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1.
Mariners only 2 hits, but one of them, after 2 walks, Cole Young made him pay. Drove in the 2 with the 3-run home run.
Walks is as good as a base hit. The walks by Randy Arozarena and Dom Canzone. Canzone walked with 2 outs, and then Cole Young went boom. Here's the pitch. Swung on, ground ball right to the first baseman. Up with the ball is Hoskins. Steps on the back for the out on Naylor, and that will retire the side. We go to the top of the 6th inning. From T-Mobile Park, our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mariners 3 and the Guardians 1.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker, too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
If you run a residential construction business, you may wonder how you can increase your profit margins. You manage it all while keeping projects on time and budget, but you might be missing out on lucrative service work. That changes with Service Titan, the all-in-one software built for service and construction. Get real-time visibility and probability. Set yourself up for success with membership templates and find out how the best new build contractors in HVAC, plumbing, and other trades are running their entire businesses on Service Titan. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Mariners with the lead as we go to the 6th inning. It's 3-1 Mariners. Cole Young, a 3-run home run. Chase DeLauder, a solo home run on the other side. George Kirby still on the mound for the Mariners. There is action in the bullpen. Bizardo was getting loose between innings. So DeLauder, Ramirez, Manzardo. Kirby's pitched really well. He got in trouble last inning, had the bases loaded. Maybe a little fortune along the way. Here's the pitch. That's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kwan with a fly ball to left field. Showell. Randy made the catch and left, and for some reason, Hoskins took off home. I think we're still all wondering why.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
You were shocked.
So we have a challenge on that first pitch by the Mariners. Their first challenge of the season, and it was a ball. So call confirmed. So both teams with 1 challenge remaining. Kirby winds, steals. Swung out, hard hit, but right to Cole Young. Gets on one knee, picks it up, throws to first. That's a big first out here in the 6th inning. That Cole Young homer, our legendary moment of the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moment. Start with a light. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
Cole's been busy tonight.
He really has.
The big home run, 4 putouts a second, and robbing this guy of a base hit back in the 1st inning, Jose Ramirez.
Yeah, here's the pitch to Ramirez inside. It was a great play. He was fully extended on a Superman dive on a ground ball, picked himself up and threw out Ramirez. It was an excellent play. Here's the pitch. Strike. The 1-1 to Ramirez. Swung on, fouled straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're in the 6th inning. Mariners leading 3-1. Some thunder off the bat of Cole Young. The 1-2. Swung on, softly hit. Donovan scoops it up, basically playing shortstop. Sidearm toss to first in time. 2 away. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners looking to even this series and the season with the win tonight. Kirby at 85 pitches. You'd have to imagine this will be it. And he's really been excellent. That home run in the 1st, but not much since. Here's the pitch. Outside. Both teams with just 2 hits. He gave up a home run to DeLauder and then a single to Kwan in the 3rd. The only hits against Kirby. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. We had John Olerud in the booth, the former Coug first baseman. Well, Kyle Manzardo, former Coug first baseman at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kirby winds, he deals. That misses wide. A changeup just off the plate. Kirby, white shoes, toes the rubber. Steps into the 2-1. Swung on, knocked foul. The curveball, he's really changing speeds on Manzardo. So will be pitch number 90. Bullpen ready if needed. Kirby trying to go 6 complete. 2 balls, 2 strikes. George ready, the flutter of the glove. Into the wind, the 2-2. Strike 3 called, freeze him. Zips it in, 96 right over the edge. George Kirby gets the punch out of Manzardo. The finishing touches on a brilliant night against the Guardians. 6 innings, just 1 run allowed. What a great first appearance for George Kirby of the season. We head to the bottom of the sixth. Mariners on top 3-1 on the Mariners Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to ServiceTitan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhanced game nights with MLB Big Inning.
Well, it's been a fun night here at T-Mobile Park. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Mariners leading 3-1 over the Guardians. That's your Mechanics Bank score. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Randy Arozarena will stand in. He's been a big factor in the game tonight. He's drawn a couple of walks. He has stolen a base. He has scored a run. The pitch. Strike. He's also been part of a key double play. New pitcher on. Colin Holderman takes over for Cleveland. So the night over for Williams. The 0-1. Way outside. So in a lot of ways, we talked about Williams, so tough, really good stuff, hard to hit. In a lot of ways, the Mariners kind of outlasted him. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs earned, 6 walks, and 7 strikeouts. The 1-1. Down low. And the big home run by Cole Young, 3-run home run. 2 balls, 1 strike on Randy. Here's the pitch. Inside. 97 on the sinker and almost hit him in the kneecap. And we know Randy gets close to the plate. The front toes of those red shoes nearly on the chalk. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Inside. He's drawn another walk, and we have a challenge. So Cleveland risking their second challenge right here on this pitch to Arozarena. Randy is still walking to first base. Here's the pitch on the screen. It's inside, ball 4. They've burned their second challenge. They are out of challenges. Randy was very confident.
He knew it all the way. And, took off his guard around his ankle and walked up that first base line. And, Guardians, no more challenges. And we're in the 6th inning.
That was a risk. Luke Raley bats. Randy, a good lead at first. Here's the pitch. Strike. He stole a base when Raley batted back in the 4th inning.
Gary, you predicted a Mariner would have 3 walks in this ballgame.
I sure did.
It wasn't Randy,
Wrong
but he
guy.
did. Yeah.
It was close. Here's the 0-1. Down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. I did feel like that would be the game plan against Williams, and it was. Yeah, they drew base on balls. It was good work by the Mariners to up the pitch count. They got 3 runs. It's kind of exactly what you would hope.
Great at bat by Dom Canzone with 2 outs, and Randy aboard walked on a 3-1 pitch, and then Cole Young hit the home run.
Throw to first base. Randy was barely off. He gets back. On the other side, Kirby, excellent. He's our working hard player of the game, brought to you by Danner and Whistle Workwear. Kirby, 6 innings of 1-run ball. Randy dancing at first. He takes off. The pitch isn't thrown. Now he gets back. He was all over the place. Going, staying, going. He's staying.
He was doing his Josh Naylor impersonation. Bouncing around like that.
Holderman deals. Raley shows bunt, tried to drop it down, and instead it's a foul ball off Naylor. Jose Ramirez is playing way off the line and deep at his spot, so Raley was trying to steal a hit. For the ones working hard every day, Danner available at Whistle Workwear. That's a good idea by Luke, because if he is able to get that down the third base line, Ramirez has no chance. Who's essentially playing shortstop. Arias, the shortstop, is behind the bag at second.
And we've seen Luke do that a number of times when he sees this kind of defensive alignment. He's not afraid to lay down a bunt. Doesn't even have to be a good bunt. Anything on that third base line is a base hit.
The 1-2. Wide. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now, the bunt was good enough. I mean, who knows? Randy may be able to take third. Just wheel right on around second all the way to third. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Luke. Randy dancing at first again. The pitch. Swung on. Blasted. Right field. He has done it again. Way out of here. Halfway up. Luke Raley, his second home run of the season. A no-doubter. Crushed it. Luke Raley back. And the Mariners lead 5-1.
What a great sight to see. Luke Raley, during the course of the bat, was thinking about laying down a bunt for a base hit. And then decided, okay, I'm going to swing away. And, man, he hits a drive into the lower deck in right field. A home run last night in the opener and a home run in Game 2 of the season. Luke Raley is definitely back. He's healthy. And what a swing by Luke.
That's the argument against bunting. Here's the pitch. That's outside the Dom Canzone. Man, you think about the Raley, Canzone, Young part of the lineup. In the first 2 games, they've combined for 5 homers. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up, out of play. And you know what's funny about this? What we've seen so far, the Mariners, all these home runs. You know, the Mariners do not have a single yet this season.
That's incredible. He had the 2 doubles last night and the 4 home runs for the 6 hits. No, you're right.
No singles yet. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. I mean, they will get a single at some point.
Well, the way things are going here, yeah.
But the home runs are super fun.
The walks and the home runs tonight.
Yeah, it's been the formula. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled away by Dom.
Oh, man, Naylor gets another shot.
Yeah, he's having a rough inning.
Bo's having a rough time behind home plate. Another foul ball. And the bottom part of the order has been outstanding the last 2 nights. Bo's all right. Big brother looking on.
So Dom back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 in. It's 5-1 Mariners. Here's the pitch. Swung at, hit hard, but right to the second baseman, Rocchio. Down on a knee, flips it to first in time to get the first out here in the 6th. Here's Cole Young. Big 3-run home run last time. A left-handed 6 for the Mariners in the bottom of the lineup. Producing big. The pitch to Cole. Way outside. The 1-0. He watches it wide again. Mariners have consistently had excellent plate appearances, especially from Randy on down. And part of the order has drawn a ton of walks, a ton of damage, runs scored. They've done the heavy lifting. The pitch, that's at the letters. 3 balls, no strikes. Holdeman's fallen behind. Take a look at the Chevy Equinox scoreboard. Angels have beat the Astros. The pitch to Cole, watches it all the way in. That's a strike. 6-2 final as Trout has homered again. The Athletics have lost to the Blue Jays 3-2 in the opener for both teams tonight. The 3-1. Swung on, lifted left field, playable. Kafis a couple steps back, now ranging over, under it, one-hand catch. 2 outs. That brings up Rivas. Mariners have 3 hits in the game, but they've made them count. A 3-run home run by Cole Young, a 2-run home run by Luke Raley. And Rivas a triple, the pitch. Wide. 1 ball, no strikes. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled away at home plate. So great to see Luke Raley healthy. Had such a tough season last year with the injuries. Missed from the end of May to June with an oblique injury. Had a back injury later in July and August. Bizzardo warming in the Mariners' pen. Here's the 1-1. Strike. And we saw 2 years ago, hit 22 home runs, had 19 doubles for the Mariners. Super productive. And hit well here at T-Mobile Park and off to a good start this year. A home run in each of the first 2 games. Five 1-Ms. The 1-2 to Rivas. Bounced it. Even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. It'll be a 6:40 start tomorrow. We get our first look at Brian Wu. He'll take on Cleveland. And then 4:20 on Sunday, little Sunday night baseball, as Emerson Hancock will take the ball in Game 4 of this series. Then the Yankees visit. Yankees beat the Giants today. The 2-2. Swung on, bounced, just wide of first base and foul. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mariners up 5-1. Here's the 2-2 to Rivas. Bounced in. So many of Mariner bats tonight. Seemingly 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 1 strike. They've just been constant deep counts.
Gavin Williams threw a lot of breaking pitches, and he just couldn't land them. And now Holdeman having the same troubles with that breaking ball.
The 3-2. Strike 3 called. And Rivas has challenged right away. So this is the final challenge for the Mariners. We'll see if he's right. Cleveland leaving the field. It's on the board. The pitch is just gets the core. Strike 3. So both teams have used their challenges. Both teams out by the 6th inning. A strikeout, and that ends the inning in the 6th. We head to the 7th, though. Mariners on top 5-1 on the Mariners Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Is college even worth it these days? At Empire State University, it actually is. It's online, flexible, and affordable. With over 120 degree programs, you'll find something that fits your goals. And students love it. We're ranked #1 in student satisfaction among SUNY schools. See for yourself. Visit SUNYEmpire.edu. That's SUNYEmpire.edu before the next term starts.
If you run a residential construction business, you may wonder how you can increase your profit margins. You manage it all while keeping projects on time and budget, but you might be missing out on lucrative service work. That changes with Service Titan, the all-in-one software built for service and construction. Get real-time visibility and probability. Set yourself up for success with membership templates and find out how the best new build contractors in HVAC, plumbing, and other trades are running their entire businesses on Service Titan. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
Joyful schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live.
We go to the 7th inning here from T-Mobile Park. Mariners and Guardians. M's getting the best of things. It's 5-1. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. As we suspected, George Kirby, his night has come to an end. He was excellent. 6 innings of one-run ball. Edward Bizzardo will make his first appearance of the season for the Mariners. The workhorse last year for the Mariners. 73 games out of the bullpen for the M's. An ERA just over 2.5. Worked himself into high-leverage situations. He really pitched in every situation last year. He'll face Bo Naylor here, the pitch. And steams over for a strike. He's ahead. This call to the bullpen brought to you by the Sunset Auto family in Sumner and Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that. Bizzardo set from the stretch, delivers. Swung on, fouled back. On City Connect night, he's wearing bright gold shoes. Looking for his first strikeout of the season to his first batter. No balls, 2 strikes. Ready? He deals. Inside. Naylor jackknifes out of the way. Cleveland just 2 hits off of Kirby. A first-inning home run by DeLauder. A single by Kwan. That's been it. The pitch. Swung on, popped up out of play. Mariners have 3 hits. 2 of them home runs. Cole Young, a 3-run home run. Luke Raley, a 2-run blast. Bizzardo chomping away at bubble gum, bent at the waist. Ball in his right hand, now set. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and fouled into the seats third base side. Good crowd on hand here on a Friday. Game 2 of the season. Game 2 of the 4-game series against the Guardians. The 1-2. Bounced it. Even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Just below the knees. Missed his spot. Full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Should challenge that. We're out of challenge.
Can't now. Can't now. Nope. Both teams done. The 3-2. Down low. Ball 4. Leadoff walk. That's not what he had in mind. So Naylor draws the walk after falling down in the count 0-2. We take a look at the Muckleshoot Casino Pen Report. Brought to you by Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. And the Naylor brothers at first base. Here's Hoskins. The pitch to him. Inside. Did he go? He did not. Cleveland was able to get to the M's bullpen last night. Scored some big runs off the Mariners bullpen. M's pen last year, top 10 in ERA. The 1-0. That finds the corner, a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted right field. Raley, a couple steps back, now leaning in. He's right there, makes the catch just above the ball cap. There's one away. Mariners lost a member of the bullpen today. Carlos Vargas going on the IL. Cole Wilcox has joined the club. Had a really nice spring. A sprained lat for Vargas, so looks like he'll be out for some time. Key part to the Mariners bullpen last year, pitched in over 70 games. The pitch to Kafis is wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Luzardo, his pitch. Swung on and missed. A sweeper. Looked like Kafis made up his mind late. Comes up empty. Count even, 1 ball, 1 strike. 5-1 Mariners, top of the 7th. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up on the infield. Naylor over near the mound. Donovan there as well. Who wants it? Who's going to take it? It's Donovan who will make the catch just in front of the mound, and there's 2 away. Here's Arias, the shortstop.
I like the way Bizzardo got out of the way. You got 2 guys closed it in, and then he raced over to cover third just in case. But
he stood there for a while and then finally just raced out of the way between the 2. That was smart.
He said, I better get out of the way.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. The Cleveland shortstop sends in a strike, 94 miles per hour. Bizzardo trying to work around a leadoff walk. Mariners up by 4. The pitch. There it is. Over the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. He's way ahead. His slider, his 2-seam, great weapons last year. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called, froze him. There's the 2-seam. All Arias could do was look. Bizzardo hangs a 0 in the 7th. Mariners a 4-run lead. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 5-1 M's on the Mariners Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
If you run a commercial trades business, you're constantly monitoring your cash flow and profitability. You're working hard to manage complex projects and accounts, all while generating new business. But your outdated software just isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to ServiceTitan, the all-in-one solution built for long-term growth. Find out how the most successful specialty contractors are fueling their business today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhanced game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com.
Of the Northwest.
It's been a fun one tonight for the Mariners. They lead 5-1 over the Guardians. It's great to have you with us here from T-Mobile Park. Mariners looking to even up this series, trying to grab their first win of the season. Brendan Donovan will lead things off for the Mariners. He's had a good night. A couple of walks. Here comes the pitch. It's a bit inside to Donovan. 5-1 Mariners. 5 runs, 3 hits. A couple homers for the M's. They've been homer happy early in the season. 6 home runs already for the Mariners. Here's the pitch to Donovan. Inside. Well, Donovan off to a good start. A couple hits last night, including a home run. 2 walks tonight. He's been on base a lot. Here's the pitch. Strike over the corner. And that's one thing that you'll get with Brendan Donovan. You look at the past 4 seasons, the hitters who have reached base the most, the best on base percentages. Here's the pitch. Swung out, popped up out of play. Aaron Judge has the best combined the last 4 seasons. Soto, second best. Donovan's inside the top 20 in Major League Baseball. The 2-2. Swung on a missed. Donovan goes down swinging. And Rob Refsnyder is just outside of the top 10. Both above a 360 on base. We expect to see Refsnyder tomorrow with a lefty on the mound for Cleveland. Here's Cal Raleigh. He's 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Here's the pitch. Swung on a missed. He went for it there. Try to connect on a 4-seam fastball. Middle of the order has struggled to start this season. The pitch inside. 0 for 19 combined, but the bottom of the order has done the lifting offensively so far. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 7th inning. Mariners leading by 4. The pitch to Cal. Here it is. Swung on and missed. Cal, Julio, Naylor, and then Randy. Randy's had a really good night. 3 walks. He has scored twice. He's stolen a base. And probably the key defensive play of the night as well in left field. And our save of the game. Here's the 1-2. Missed away. Save of the game brought to you by BECU. And it's always a good time to save. Learn more about the BECU Early Saver account at becu.org/early saver. He turned a shallow fly ball into a double play to end an inning. The 2-2. Swung on, chopped foul. Cleveland had the bases loaded, 1 out. A short fly ball to left. Arozarena made the catch and then threw out Hoskins trying to score.
It was out by a long way.
It was not close. And it looked like,
shocked.
You look back at Randy, he looked surprised that
We all were.
he was going. And he didn't even really fire at home. It was just one of these throws knowing, hey, I just have to get it on target.
Yeah, anywhere near Cal, and the throw was up the first base line. Uh-oh.
Yeah, Cal just fouled a ball off his shin just above the guard. Dan Wilson is out there, athletic trainer as well. It's going to be a short conversation, and Cal will wander back into the batter's box. It's never fair when a catcher as a hitter fouls a ball off.
Right.
They get enough of that behind the plate.
Takes a beating, defensively, and then to take a shot like that really hurts.
So he's back in the batter's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch to him. Strike 3 called over the corner. Cal watches it go by. It's been a tough night for Cal Raleigh. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. That pitch was off the plate, but the Mariners have no challenges, so there was nothing Cal could do about it.
This was a late call by the home plate umpire, Will Little. It was off the plate as Bo Naylor does a heck of a job to frame that pitch. That should have been ball 3. Little took a long look at it before he decided to call it strike 3.
Here's Julio. The pitch to him. Wide. 5-1 Mariners, bottom of the 7th. Only 5 hits combined in this game. The 1-0. Swung on, fouled back. The key difference, the Mariners have had more traffic tonight. Mariners hit 4 home runs last night, all solo. The difference tonight, a 3-run home run and a 2-run home run, thanks to the base on balls.
The walks, you're right. Mariners took advantage of the walks and then the big fly.
Here's the 1-1 to Julio. Swung on a missed. 98. So Julio, who walked his first time, has struck out his last 2 times at the plate. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners a 4-run lead. Here's the 1-2 to Julio. Swung on, popped up, short right field, now twisting foul. Hoskins over, has room on the back pedal, makes the catch. And the Mariners go 1-2-3 in the 7th. We'll head to the 8th. Mariners leading 5-1 on the Mariners Radio Network.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
If you run a home service business, you're probably wondering if your current software is ready to handle that next phase of growth. You're working hard to bring in more revenue, stay on top of marketing, payroll, projects, and more, all while keeping your customers happy, but your software isn't cutting it. If that's the case, it's time to upgrade to Service Titan, the all-in-one solution that scales with you. Find out how the most successful home service contractors are growing today. Visit ServiceTitan.com to learn more. That's ServiceTitan.com.
It's finally here. Baseball's best step back between the lines.
All schemes.
And all eyes are on opening week on MLB Network with live games all week.
It is gone.
Live look-ins every night and post-game reactions from the biggest stars on MLB Tonight.
Good to get that win today, but gotta keep going.
It's showtime on the home of baseball. Opening week on MLB Network, presented by Adobe. Coverage continues.
And welcome back to T-Mobile Park as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. The Mariners leading the Guardians by a score of 5-1, and right-hander Matt Brash getting ready for his 2026 debut, his first appearance of the year. And Brash will work the top half of the 8th. Brian Rocchio will lead things off. Mariners taking advantage of free passes and a couple of home runs in this ball game. Cole Young, a 3-run home run in the 4th, and Luke Raley with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 walks in front of Cole, 1 walk in front of Luke Raley. That has been the scoring. So here's Brash. Outstanding fastball, great slider, 1-3 last year with a 2.470 ERA. Here's the pitch on the way to Rocchio, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1. Brash appearing in 53 games last year, had 4 saves along the way. Close to third base. Donovan at the cut of the grass. The pitch on the way, and Rocchio takes. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariners looking to even up the series as the Guardians won the opener last night 6-4. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 called. 1-2 the count on Rocchio. Outstanding performance by George Kirby in his 2026 debut. 6 innings. Gave up 1 run and just 2 hits, 2 walks, and he struck out 6. The pitch, swung on, line drive, straightaway center field. Julio coming in, tumbles, rolls around, and he traps the ball. Oh, it looked like he made a tumbling grab, and he's trying to take a look at it. It's called a base hit by the second base umpire, Ryan Wills. And let's see if Dan Wilson will take a look at it, and they will. Julio thought he caught it right away. He came up, said, take a look at it. A low liner right at him. He raced in, reached down on the run. He made the catch. And yeah, he hangs onto it, rolls over to his left a couple of times.
Seattle is challenging the no-catch call.
And this is a catch.
That's a catch.
No doubt about it.
That's a great catch.
That ball in the webbing of that beautiful blue glove of Julio Rodriguez, a tremendous catch. This call will be overturned. There will be 1 out here in the 8th.
Brash saw it too. You see his reaction.
Yeah, Julio racing in the webbing of his glove right off the top of the grass. The ball stayed in the webbing of his glove. The glove was on the grass. As he rolled over, got to it, popped up, and showed everybody, I got it.
Julio's looking at the replay, nodding his head up and down. He knows he had it.
And so does a crowd of about 30,000 fans here tonight. What a catch by Julio Rodriguez, the best defensive center fielder in the American League. What a grab. And we're still waiting for the umpire in Manhattan to decide. We made up our minds.
It's a little longer
It's a
than I
catch.
thought it would.
Yeah.
Makes me a little nervous.
None of the ball ever hit the grass. None of it. It was totally in the webbing of his glove. We look at it again. He got to it, rolled around, and popped up, showed everybody. We're still waiting for the final verdict from the umpire in the viewing room in Manhattan.
Yeah, it looked like the replay we saw was very clean. We had a good look at it.
And we look at it one more time, and it's a catch. One more time. That ball was deep enough into the webbing of his glove. The top of the ball never did hit the grass.
The longer this goes, however, the more nervous I'm about how this is going to go down.
And the umpire in New York should have a decision by now. That was a great effort by Julio. Arms folded across his chest, looking up at the new video board. It's a beautiful thing up there in straightaway center field, and we look at it again, and that ball is in the webbing of his glove. You hear the reaction of the fans here at T-Mobile Park. And right away, Julio got up and told Dan, hey, take a look at it. I caught it. It was ruled a non-catch by the second base umpire, Ryan Wills.
Julio's palms up in center field.
Yeah. Like, what's going on? I caught it. The crew chief, Lance Barksdale, has the microphone.
Here we go.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. There is a catch.
Yes.
It is out.
The call is overturned. It is a catch, and there's one away. A tremendous tumbling catch. Out in center field, low sinking line drive. Julio Rodriguez flashes the no-fly zone to his fans out there in the no-fly zone.
Hey, congratulations to Jake as well. His first challenge of the season, the new replay coordinator for the Mariners. So he's 1-0.
Way to go,
congratulations, Jake.
One out. Rocchio lines out. And here is Stephen Kwan. The pitch to Kwan. Strike on the inside corner, 0 away. One away here in the top half of the 8th inning. Well, tonight's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Power Equipment. Not a few choices for this one. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Kwan takes up high for ball 1, 1-1. Cole Young with a 3-run home run. The Mariners were down by a run, but then Cole with 2 on and 2 outs, a 3-run home run to the bleachers in right field. The 1-1 pitch. Ooh, just misses. Does brash, and the count is 2-1 on Kwan. Tonight's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Visit steelusa.com or your local Steel dealer today. Here's a swing and a fly ball in a shallow right center field, racing, and Raley dives, can't get to it. Just beyond the reach of Luke Raley, diving for that ball in shallow right center. Backing up on the play is Julio. So Stephen Kwan with a bloop single here in the top half of the 8th inning. 1 on and 1 away. Mariners lead 5-1 if you just tuned in. And man, that ball was up and down in a hurry, but Raley gave it a great try. Now here's Chase DeLauder. Be careful with this kid. 2 home runs last night, and home run his first at bat in the first inning tonight. The pitch to him is a ball. But after that, George Kirby struck him out to end the 3rd and got him to ground out to Cole Young at second base in the 6th. DeLauder off to a great start. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Fouled away behind the plate, and the count is even on DeLauder at 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase's mom and dad, family and friends here at the ballpark this evening. What a regular season debut for DeLauder last night with those 2 home runs and another one tonight. Kwan will lead at first base. The stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the count is now 1-2. And a good changeup from Matt Brash. Matty to the backside of the rubber. Takes a pinch out of the rosin bag. Steps on back on the top of the bump. Looks in. Gets a sign from Cal. Kwan will lead at first. 1 away. The pitch. Low and outside. For ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Third baseman Brendan Donovan way off the bag at third, playing shortstop. Rivas near the bag, swinging a line drive into right field. Raley coming in. Luke is there. Slides on one knee to make the catch. Hard hit ball by DeLauder, but right to Raley in right field. Luke had to come in thinking about maybe do I have to dive, but the ball got to him. He went to just the knee to make the catch. And a hard hit ball by DeLauder, and there's 2 outs in the inning. Let's pause. For station identification, this is the Mariners Radio Network. Here's Jose Ramirez. He takes a pitch outside. 1-0 the count. The set by Brash. He delivers. Swing and a miss by Ramirez. And a nasty slider down and in. And the count is even on Ramirez. And 1 ball and 1 strike. Jose Ramirez, great career in Cleveland. Here's the stretch, and the 1-1 pitch is outside. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Ramirez in the 250 club. 250 career home runs and 250 career stolen bases. The stretch and the 2-1, swinging a fly ball into shallow center. Coming up is Julio. He's there on the run, and he makes the catch. Side retired. Matt Brash with a scoreless top of the 8th inning in his 2026 debut. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mariners 5 and the Guardians 1.
Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a 1-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
With Marathon Rewards, you'll earn on every fill-up, which is amazing news for every kind of driver out there. Whether you're a wait forever to filler-upper, a routine topper-offer, a relentless road tripper, an occasional commuter, or just a regular old point A to beer, everyone can earn rewards and save up to $1 a gallon. And you can join Marathon Rewards online, through the app, and even at the pump, making signing up easy for every kind of signer-upper. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at sunyempire.edu.
Journeys begin.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mariners 5 and the Guardians 1 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Mariners looking to even up their record early in the season. Peyton Paulette still out there, as Paulette had a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th. So here we go, bottom of the 8th. Mariners looking to add on to that 4-run lead. They will send up Josh Naylor, Randy Arozarena, and Luke Raley. Paulette, slender right-hander, looks in, has a sign from Bo Naylor. Here's the pitch on the way to Josh Naylor, and it's over for a strike. Slow breaking ball, and the count is 0-1.
Munoz is getting loose. So is Wilcox. I imagine if this score stays the same, it'll be Munoz. If they add on, it'll probably be Wilcox.
Bolt is called up from Tacoma. Here's a swing and a drive into right center field on the run. DeLauder reaches down, slides on a knee, and he makes the catch. At the last second, DeLauder going down to the turf, but he's able to reach out and make the catch on a sinking line drive into the gap. So Naylor lines out. DeLauder off to a heck of a start this year, offensively and defensively for the Guardians. So 1 away, and here's Randy Arozarena, who has walked 3 times tonight and has scored twice. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a line shot center field. Quan over in time. He's there and makes the catch Hard hit ball by Randy. 2 line shots off of Paulette. Naylor lines out to right. Randy Rosarena lines out to center field.
Mariners are really threatening for their first single of the season.
I wonder I don't know if we have this information. If the Mariners have gone this long without a single in the first 2 games of the year. But they'll take the walks. They're as good as base hits. You better believe it. Here's Luke Raley with a home run tonight. The pitch to him is low and inside. Gets on by Bo Naylor for ball 1.
It's just funny when you homer 6 times in 2 games with no singles.
That's amazing. 2 doubles last night, the 4 home runs. And tonight the Mariners with, how about this, 3 hits. Here's the pitch. And it's outside on Luke, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. And 2 of the hits are home runs. And the other hit, a triple by Leo Rivas. Here's the windup and the 2-0 to Luke. Swinging a line shot up the middle on a hop taken by the shortstop Arias. Deep behind the bag. His throw to first. And time to get Luke. That was a shot. But it's out number 3. And we go to the top half of the 9th inning. Final try for the Guardians. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mariners 5 and the Guardians 1.
All right, ladies. When you've done the work, you want your hydration to do the same. Introducing new Gatorade Lower Sugar, now with no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. And 75% less sugar and all the electrolytes of regular Gatorade, now available nationwide.
Playing mobile games and not getting rewarded for it is a thing of the past. Why haven't you switched yet? If you're going to spend the time playing, you should be earning rewards doing it. With Misplay, you play what you love and earn points for gift cards and more. Plus, you can enter the Missed Play sweepstakes for your chance to win tens of thousands of dollars in cash, bundles, and gift cards every week. So yeah, keep playing games. Just maybe get rewarded for it. Download Missed Play today and enter for your chance to win. Want a game-changing way to watch college basketball? With a one-day pass from Sling, get instant access to the men's and women's tournaments starting at just $4.99. You can catch all the action on TNT, TBS, ESPN, and ESPN2. Want even more hoops? Then add an extra pack to your subscription for just $1. No overpaying, no overcommitting, just tournaments so crazy they'd be crazy to miss. Visit sling.com to learn more. Sling lets you do that.
Here's the thing. Want to be the grandparents who bolted to the burbs, or the cool relatives still living in NYC? The city that people come to be at the center of everything. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy has the tools, agents, and guidance to make you a forever New Yorker too. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
Say, friends, know a wonderful teacher you'd like to see recognized? Help us honor 24 of them this year with a $500 classroom grant through the WSC-CU Teacher of the Week program. For complete rules and to submit your nomination, go to mynorthwest.com/teacher. Well, here we go to the top half of the 9th inning. The Mariners leading the Guardians by a score of 5-1, and Senor Smoke getting ready for his 2026 debut. Andres Munoz on in relief, looking for the final 3 outs in this one. Kyle Manzardo will lead things off for Cleveland. Munoz ready, leg kick, delivers, swinging a high fly ball left field toward the line, in toward the corner. Randy on the run, running out of room, but he's there, reaches out, and he can't get to it. It hits off the top of the wall, down the left field line, that angles up toward the foul pole. And it's 0-1 the count on Manzardo as Randy just ran out of room down there in the corner. But if you just tuned in, the Mariners 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th on a 2-out 3-run home run by Cole Young. His first home run of the year, his first hit of the year. And then Luke Raley with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th. That's been the scoring. The Mariners 5 runs tonight on just 3 base hits. They've taken advantage of a bunch of walks. Now the stretch and the 0-1 to Manzardo. That's high and outside. Ball 1. Manzardo, Naylor, Bo Naylor, and Rhys Hoskins was involved with a huge play when the Guardians really threatened in the 5th inning against Kirby. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Manzardo in the count 1-2, and a nasty slider from Munoz. With the bases loaded and 1 out, the play of the game, Stephen Kwan hit a shallow fly ball down the left field line. Randy came racing in, made the catch. Hoskins tried to tag and score and was out by a mile. And that retired the side in the 5th. The 1-2 pitch. Low and inside with another slider in the dirt. For ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners looking for their first win of the 2026 season. Munoz ready, looking for his first strikeout of the year. The stretch and the 2-2 on the way to Manzardo. Swing and a miss, and he got him with a slider. Strike 3. It's in the dirt. Cal steps out in front of the plate. The throw to first to Naylor. It's a strikeout. The put out goes 2-3. And Munoz with his first strikeout of the year on the first batter that he faces. So 1 away for the Guardians here in the top half of the 9th inning. And that's about as nasty slider as Manzardo's going to see as a left-handed hitter. Here is Bo Naylor. 1 out, nobody on. Naylor 0 for 2. His walk, fly to right. Grounded to Young at second. Swinging a broken bat looper into shallow left field. A base hit for Naylor. Up with the ball is Randy. And he gets a throw into second base. So Bo Naylor with a base hit for the Guardians. And 1 aboard for Cleveland. And the batter will be Rhys Hoskins. Tremendous pitching by starter George Kirby. First start of the year, went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. He walked 2, struck out 6. He retired 17 of the last 20 batters that he faced in this ball game. The pitch. Good breaking ball. A strike on Hoskins, and with that breaking ball, Munoz had Hoskins backing away. The Guardians getting their 1 run way back in the first inning on another home run by Chase DeLauder, his 3rd home run. First 2 games of the year. And the next pitch, fastball up and in as Hoskins gets out of the way from ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Naylor lead at first, held on by Naylor. And again, no conversation going on between the brothers. Here's the stretch. And the 1-1 on the way, and it's low and outside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. I got a kick out of Josh. I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. I said, do you have a little conversation with your younger brother? He said, nope. It's all about baseball. He said, my mom gets mad at me for not talking to my little brother. Here's the stretch and the 2-1 pitch. A strike called, and the count is even on Hoskins at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Josh Naylor, he's all business. All he wants to do is win a ball game. And if his brother's on the other side, he's trying to beat him. Here's the stretch and the 2-2 on the way to Hoskins. Swing and a foul back behind the plate. And another slider from Munoz. The count stays even at 2-2. Munoz with a new baseball. Andres, an all-star last year, 3-3 with a 1.73 ERA in 64 appearances. He had 38 saves. The stretch by Munoz. And again, the 2-2 to Hoskins. Check swing. Does he go? He does not. It's down low, ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. C.J. Kafis is due up next for the Guardians. But Munoz can wind up this game with a ground ball double play. Middle infielders, double play depth, Rivas and Young. Here's the stretch and the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a foul off the cow. As Hoskins just got a piece of it. And the count is still 3-2. Hoskins back up there. Munoz ready, looking for another strikeout. And again, the 3-2 pitch. It is strike 3 called. He got him looking with a slider. Munoz striking out Rhys Hoskins. 2 outs for the Guardians here in the top of the 9th inning. And the Mariners 1 out away from their first win of the year. 1 aboard, and that'll bring up C.J. Kafis. Kafis 0 for 2 on the night. Munoz really bends to the waist, looks in. Naylor lead at first. He goes. Pitch on the way, low and outside. No throw down to second. Indifference, not a stolen base. And the count is 1-0 on Kafis. Mariners with a 4-run lead. Not concerned about Bo Naylor at all. Munoz ready. Leg kick. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss by Kafis. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonight all about pitching for the Mariners and 2 big swings. The home runs by Cole Young and Luke Raley, providing the Mariners their 5 runs tonight. The stretch and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Right there is Rivas near the bag. The throw to first, and it's over. The Mariners win it 5-1 over the Guardians, and the Mariners come away with their first win of the 2026 season, and they even up the series here at home against the Guardians at 1-1. Outstanding pitching by starter George Kirby. 6 very strong innings, gave up 1 run, walked only 2, and he struck out 6. He retired 17 of the last 20 batters that he faced, and what a great job by the bullpen behind him. Matt Bazzardo, a scoreless inning in the 7th, Brash, a scoreless inning in the 8th, and Andres Munoz, the all-star, a scoreless top half of the 9th inning. But the big swings in this ball game, with 2 on and 2 outs, Cole Young with a 3-run home run to right field in the bottom of the 4th inning, erased a 1-0 deficit for Cole, his first home run of the year. And then for some insurance, Luke Raley's up to a great start this year with a 2-run home run in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mariners took advantage of the base runners getting aboard with walks in front of Cole Young and a walk in front of Luke Raley. The Mariners won it 5-1 over the Guardians tonight on a chilly Friday night here in Seattle. So the Mariners now 1-1 on the year. We're awaiting our post-game interview. Shannon Dreher looking for a guest. Nice crowd on hand here at T-Mobile Park to watch the Mariners take Game 2 of this 4-game series to start off the season. Fans are making their way for the exits, but the Mariners, well, the pitching was highlight in this ball game, Gary. George Kirby was absolutely outstanding. 6 innings through 90 pitches, 6 strikeouts along the way. He was so consistent the entire ball game. And let's go down to Shannon. She's ready to go. Shannon, take it away.
All right, guys, I'm down here with Luke Raley right now. And, Luke, what can you say for this offense? We have seen it up and down throughout the lineup. I think you had a good idea in spring training you would see that, but explosive on the homer end.
Yeah, it's a fun offense. I mean, I don't think we've scored outside of the home run yet, so it's pretty impressive to be able to do that and have a lot of confidence that we're going to score other ways, too.
I believe you're still without a single.
That's possible, too.
It's fun. Hey, how do you feel at the plate? We saw the home run tonight, last night, well-hit ball in the first inning as well, or your first at-bat as well.
Yeah, I feel good at the plate. I'm just not trying to do too much, and as I've said before, I'm trying to have more fun this year. Take some of the pressure off and just go up there and do what I know I can do.
How do you do that when you step to the plate?
Just take a deep breath, remind myself, that not everyone gets to do this. It's an unbelievable blessing, so just try to keep reminding myself of that.
How huge is it for you to be out there, be comfortable, be healthy, running around the way you are right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Obviously last year was a really tough year, so I knew I had to change something. I changed my mindset and just want to keep it going.
The confidence you guys must have when you see George Kirby come out the way he did in the first inning. What did you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, George is always electric. All of our starters. We have a lot of confidence in every single one of them every time they're on the mound. So Logan really looked great last night, George tonight, and I expect it to keep going.
What's the best thing about being back at T-Mobile Park?
The fans. The fans are unbelievable. It's so much fun to play here. They pack the house every night. They're really engaged in the game. It's just a lot of fun to play here.
I think they're enjoying what they see. Luke, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's Luke Raley. I'll send it back to you guys.
Shannon, thank you very much. Yeah, a healthy Luke Raley, and he's having a heck of a start to the 2026 season. Luke, a home run last night in the opener and a big home run tonight in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners won at a final score of 5-4, and we'll be back with the happy totals right after this time out.
You gotta ask yourself, want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
With Marathon Rewards, you can save up to $1 a gallon, and you'll earn every time you refuel. So when you stop in to fill up your tank, you're also banking rewards at the same time. It's a little move we like to call the Tank and Bank. And to be frank, joining Marathon Rewards couldn't be more straightforward. I guess now that makes it a frank tank and bank situation. Sign up online, from our app, and even at the pump. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at SUNYEmpire.com/tickets.
Well, the Mariners claim their first victory of the season. They beat the Guardians to even up this series. 5-1 the final. Gary Hill alongside Rick Riz. And, Rick, this was a fun one. The Mariners claim their first win of the season.
No doubt about it, Gary. The Mariners even it up right away because of the pitching of George Kirby.
Yeah.
Gave up a home run right away to Chase DeLauder, who's doing his best Babe Ruth impersonation the first 2 games of the year. That was his 3rd home run of the season in just 2 games. But then after that, it was, you're out, you're out, you're out, you're out. He set down. George Kirby retired 17 of the last 20 batters that he faced. Walked a couple along the way. Those were back-to-back walks when he got out of jam there in the 5th inning. But 6 strikeouts. George Kirby just slammed the door on the Guardians in this game after they had the early lead. And the Mariners took advantage of the walks from Gavin Williams, the starter tonight for the Guardians. And a couple of big fly balls was the difference. Home runs by Young and Luke Raley. The Mariners have their first win.
Yeah, the Mariners have shown so far this season they're pretty dangerous with the long ball up and down the lineup. And, it was a team that we saw hit a ton of home runs last year, of course. They were 3rd in baseball. But it was the 60 from Cal and Polanco no longer here. You wondered, okay, where will the Mariners probably won't hit as many as last year. How many will they end up hitting? That's a question that remains unknown. What we've seen so far, though, is between Raley and Canzone and Cole Young, they've been capable early on of playing long ball.
All of it has come from the bottom of the order in the first 2 games of the season. And the guys at the top of the order, they're dangerous. They're some of the best hitters not only on this team, but in the American League. They're going to get going. It's only 2 games into the season. But thank goodness right now Luke Raley is healthy. His 2nd home run in as many games. Cole Young, his 1st home run. He had 5 or 6 down at spring training this year. And Dom Canzone with the 2 home runs in last night's ball game. But Dom had a key walk in this game. Can't forget about that walk because with 1 out and 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning, down 1-0, Canzone went to 3-1 against Williams. He walked. And that brought up Cole Young behind in the count 0-2. We're looking for a big curveball from Williams. Didn't get it as Cole got the fastball, turned on the fastball, hit the 3-run home run. That was a key play in this game right there.
Yeah, you mentioned Luke Raley. We just heard it from there, talking about, wanting to have more fun this year. And you think about what a miserable experience it would be to go through all the injuries last year. The team is making this huge run. They're in the postseason. You want to be a part of it. And he was in and out and just wasn't healthy last year. Wasn't healthy for a long run. So it's just been great to see him healthy all through the spring and carry it over into the regular season. And he's played great the first couple ball games. It's been wonderful to see.
He put last year behind him in the past. During the course of the offseason, he was able to get healthy. I'd see him with that pack around his chest and his waist, trying to come back from the oblique injury and the back injury. And all he wanted to do was get healthy and have fun. And you can't have fun if you can't be in the lineup, number one. You can't have fun if you can't swing the bat. Well, he's healthy. He's swinging the bat. He's having a whole lot of fun. And so are the Mariners right now with the way he's swinging the bat. And how about Cole Young? The power that he showed down at spring training, made a great play defensively in this game early, taking away a base hit from Jose Ramirez right away in that top of the 1st inning. That helped George, settle into that groove. And I tell you what, Cole Young is off to a great start, too. But great to see Luke healthy.
Yeah, great start for both of them, certainly. Mariners win 5-1. They beat the Guardians. We'll come back. We'll peruse the box score, and we return right after this.
You got to ask yourself, Want to talk about the time you lived in the greatest city on earth, or still live in it? In the city where a matinee leads to 2 a.m. tacos, your New York era can last a lifetime. With 20 years of NYC know-how, Street Easy can help you become a forever New Yorker. Visit StreetEasy.com to buy or rent in NYC. Street Easy is an assumed name of Zillow, Inc., which has licenses in all 50 states.
With Marathon Rewards, you'll earn on every fill-up, which is amazing news for every kind of driver out there. Whether you're a wait-forever-to-filler-upper, a routine topper-offer, a relentless road tripper, an occasional commuter, or just a regular old point A to beer, everyone can earn rewards and save up to $1 a gallon. And you can join Marathon Rewards online, through the app, and even at the pump, making signing up easy for every kind of signer-upper. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
Spring showers bring epic off-road adventures. So bring on the mud and bring on the spring at the Honda Spring Event. Honda vehicles are built for exploring. With the rugged Honda Pilot, Ridgeline, CR-V, and Passport, the road might stop, but you're not done. All from the 2025 Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand.
Contact your local Honda dealer today.
Based on 2025 Consumer Choice Awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit kbb.com for more information.
College should fit your life, not the other way around. At Empire State University, study online on your time. There's a reason why they're called SUNY's leading online university. See for yourself at SUNYEmpire.com.
Well, a fun one for the Mariners tonight. They beat the Guardians 5-1 the final. Now 1-1 on the season, 1-1 in this series. So we take a look at the box score brought to you by Serta Pro Painters. Make your happy place your home. Serta Pro Painters. That's painting happy. CertaPro.com. Mariners 5 runs, just 3 hits. They made the most of them. Guardians 1 run on just 4. Mariners playing long ball. Cole Young, a 3-run home run. Luke Raley, a 2-run blast for the Mariners. And a guy we haven't talked about who made a big impact as well, Randy Arozarena. He walked 3 times. He scored twice. He stole a base. And, Rick, the key double play when Cleveland, threatening with the bases loaded, caught the ball and left. Runner went. Probably shouldn't have, but Randy completed the double play throwing home. And that was pretty critical with just the bases loaded and 1 out.
No doubt about it. That was the ball game right there. Defensively by the Mariners, Randy Arozarena came in. Plenty of time to get there. And it was a shallow fly ball down that left field line, and Rhys Hoskins decided to tag and take off, and he was out by a mile. Even the throw took Cal a little bit up the line. He was able to go get the throw, come back, and get the tag on Hoskins to complete the 7-2 double play and end that threat as the Guardians had the bases loaded and 1 out at the time. So a huge play right there. The Mariners took advantage of it, but it was the pitching tonight. The bullpen did a great job. You saw Bizardo, Brash, Munoz all score or throw a scoreless inning in the 7th, 8th, and 9th and nail this thing down. But the big swings, Cole Young and Luke Raley.
Yeah, pitching excellent. Kirby, 6 innings of 1-run ball. Bizardo, Brash, Munoz, 3 innings, 2 hits combined, no runs, 3 strikeouts and a walk. So great night all the way around on the mound as the Mariners grab the win over the Guardians. We'll come back. We'll take a look at the matchup tomorrow. As the Mariners, they still have a chance to get the series if they can win the next 2 games. So we'll talk about that when we return right after this.
It's time to laugh at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center. Friday, September 4th with Bobby Lee, the Finally Tour 2026.
My first job was selling corn on the side of the road. You can't look cool selling corn on the side of the road. And you're like, corn? I'm a loser, corn?
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss Bobby Lee, raw, unfiltered, and hilarious. September 4th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Hey Mariners fans, Dan Wilson here with a reminder to make a play for your health with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. They are the trusted sports medicine provider for our team and for our fans. So if you're a current, retired, or even a casual athlete, having the right medical team behind you can make all the difference. Stay on top of your game. Visit vmfh.org/Mariners and find a sports medicine specialist today.
While the Mariners celebrate their 50th anniversary, Steel celebrates 100 years. Rick Riz here, and since 1926, Steel has been developing the tools that make working in nature easier. For people who put their heart and soul into working outdoors, Steel proudly provides the best equipment for the job, whether it's in forestry, landscaping, or in your own garden. As a heritage brand, Steel is the official outdoor power equipment provider of the Mariners, trusted by me and the Mariners. Visit SteelUSA.com to find your nearest Steel dealer. And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish! If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Seattle fans, get in the game and swing for the fences at Muckleshoot Casino Resort. You'll always find all-star action and MVP winning at the biggest and best in the Northwest. Come see the lineup of more than 3,500 gaming machines, your favorite table games, sports betting, plus a luxury hotel, memorable dining, and live entertainment that's always a hit. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Muckleshoot.
Enjoy more ways to save at Fred Meyer, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Fred Meyer, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
The Mariners' 50th season is underway, and it's not too late to come on board as a season ticket member. Lock in your Mariners Flex plan and choose your games, seats, and number of tickets as you go all year long. 6 seats in the bleachers one night and 2 right behind the Mariners dugout the next. It's all up to you. Plus, you still get all the perks of being a member, like guaranteed postseason access and discounts of 10% or more on tickets with no fees. Join the team today at mariners.com/flex.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank, member FDIC.
Mariners get the win 5-1 over Cleveland. Back at it tomorrow, 6:40 first pitch. We'll take the air at 5:30 for the pregame show. Our first look at Brian Wu. Cantillo will take the ball for Cleveland. A lefty, so the first chance I expect we'll see Refsnyder in the lineup. We'll see Robles as well in the lineup. And then Sunday the series wraps up at 4:20. Emerson Hancock will get the ball as the Mariners look for a series win.
Yeah, Brian did a great job his last final tune-up down in Arizona at spring training. I want to thank John Olerud for coming by, joining us in the 5th inning. John came by to promote Canine Companions. This is an organization that helps raise these puppies to become service dogs for kids and adults. It's a wonderful organization. So if you want to find out more information, and it's timely because it's Bark at the Park night, go to canine.org, canine.org to find out how you can be a host for a puppy and raise them to be a service dog for somebody in need. So our thanks to John Olerud for stopping by.
Absolutely. Always love to have John Olerud here. That's going to do it for this portion of the broadcast. We got the postgame show coming your way right after this. Mariners win 5-1 over the Guardians. We'll come back with more coming up next.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Mariners will play in October.
Play-by-play coverage of your defending American League West champion Seattle Mariners has been brought to you by Mechanics Bank, the Sunset Auto Family in Sumner and Auburn, Fireside Home Solutions, and your local Bryan Heating and Cooling dealers. Stick around to hear Mariners manager Dan Wilson's post-game press conference next on the Mariners Postgame Show.
Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. Live at Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. John Waite and John Cafferty, April 9th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
They say teachers don't impact for a year, but for a lifetime. Hi, this is Rick Riz. Join WSECU, your local credit union, as we celebrate those who give so much with the Teacher of the Week program. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. Each week throughout the season, we'll honor one teacher with a $500 grant, courtesy of WSECU. Teachers are the real MVPs. Find out more and nominate a teacher at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
The Mariners Kids Club, presented by BECU, is 100% free and a great way to get your kids excited for a lifetime of Mariners baseball. Sign up online at mariners.com/kidsclub, and your kids will receive exclusive giveaways, access to member events, and more.
This is Aaron Goldsmith.
And Gary Hill for Fireside.
Gary, I've heard you talk a lot about Fireside.
And you finally listened.
Something you never thought possible. But now they've done work for me.
It's a great time for a new fireplace, garage door, or outdoor barbecue.
Fireside Home Solutions. Visit one of their showrooms in Bellevue, Auburn, Portland, and Spokane.
Don't have time to visit a showroom? Then call them for a free in-home consultation.
Fireside at firesidehomesolutions.com.
Aaron and I both love Fireside, and you will too.
Hey Mariners fans, this is Dan Wilson for Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Everyone should know their blood pressure and cholesterol level. If they're too high, the risks of heart attack, stroke, and heart disease increase. That's why an annual wellness checkup with your doctor is so important. Simple things like eating healthy, daily exercise, and working to quit smoking will give your heart the support it needs to keep you in the game for extra innings. To schedule your annual wellness appointment, go to vmfh.org/Mariners.
Fastball, strike three, called, and it's over.
This is Mariners Postgame.
Walk it off, Leo Rivas. A walk-off two-run home run.
Postgame coverage of your Seattle Mariners is brought to you by Alaska Airlines, Whistle Workwear, and by Fred Meyer.
Got him! A wicked slider. Munoz lets out a yell.
Mariners Postgame starts now.
Welcome to the Mariners Postgame Show. Fun one tonight. Mariners beat the Guardians 5-1 to claim their first victory of the season. We've got the highlights for you. It was a very familiar start to this one, though. Chase DeLauder homered again in the first inning. 3 home runs already on the season. So Cleveland, 1-0 lead early, but then George Kirby really settled in. He pitched really well in this game. 6 innings of 1-run ball. That was the only run allowed. And the Mariners would get the sticks going in the 4th inning. A couple of walks, Arozarena, Canzone walk, and that set the table for Cole Young to go yard. Here comes the pitch to Cole. Swung on, blasted, right field. This has got a chance. It's at the warning track. It's at the wall. It is gone. Cole Young, 3-run home run, and the Mariners have the lead. His first hit of the season, and it's a big blast. Cole Young going yard, a 3-run home run there. And then got really interesting with Kirby on the mound. He was just rolling. A couple of walks to lead off the 5th inning. Cleveland would load the bases with 1 out, and then a pretty bizarre play, a double play to end the 5th inning.
Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up. Shallow left field, racing in toward the line. Randy Arozarena, he is there to make the catch. And coming in from third is the runner, Hoskins. The throw to the plate, he's out by a mile. A double play, and the inning is over. Rhys Hoskins trying to score on a shallow fly ball to left field. A base running mistake by Hoskins. Randy Arozarena with a throw to the plate to Cal Raleigh. Got the throw. Plenty of time to get the tag on Hoskins. A 7-2 double play. And that's it for Cleveland and the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, the Mariners a 2-run lead at that point. They weren't done, though. How about a 2-run home run from Luke Raley? 2nd night in a row going deep to start the season. The pitch. Swung on. Blasted. Right field. He has done it again. Way out of here. Halfway up. Luke Raley, his 2nd home run of the season. A no-doubter. Crushed it. Luke Raley back. And the Mariners lead 5-1. Yeah, it's fun to see Luke Raley healthy, swatting home runs in the first 2 games. Munoz would come on with a 4-run lead, no problem in the 9th to put this one away for the Mariners.
The stretch and the pitch. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Right there is Rivas near the bag. The throw to first. And it's over. The Mariners win it 5-1 over the Guardians. And the Mariners come away with their first win of the 2026 season. And they even up the series here at home against the Guardians at 1-1.
There it is. Mariners claim victory over the Guardians. 5-1 the final. Things now even up in this series. Brian Wu gets the ball tomorrow. A 6:40 pitch on a Saturday here at T-Mobile Park. And then 4:20 coming up on Sunday. 4-game series, remember. Hancock gets the ball in Game 4. And then the Yankees in town Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to wrap up the first homestand of the season. But the first win in the books for the Mariners as they beat the Guardians 5-1 the final. We'll come back. More post-game show coming your way. Shannon Dreher, Charlie Furbush with you as we continue with more right after this on the Mariners Radio Network.
Welcome back, baseball fans, and happy opening homestand. Our team has a new look this year, and so does Legends Casino Hotel. Check out their brand new website and plan your next trip. The Yakima Valley is beautiful in the spring. Make Legends Casino Hotel your home base and enjoy exciting concerts and shows, delicious food, a new spa, and relax in your spacious room. Your favorite road trip is back. Drive over while listening to the game. Legends Casino Hotel, within winning distance.
The official airline of the Seattle Mariners is your new gateway to the world. Alaska Airlines is the hometown airline of Seattle and now the 4th largest U.S. global airline, with new nonstops to Seoul, Tokyo, Rome, and London, with many more ahead. Experience your dream global getaway aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, featuring private suites with lie-flat seats, chef-curated food and beverages, and entertainment screens at every seat. Book your next adventure today at alaskaair.com.
This is Aaron Goldsmith.
And Gary Hill for Fireside.
Gary, I've heard you talk a lot about Fireside.
And you finally listened.
Something you never thought possible. But now they've done work for me.
It's a great time for a new fireplace, garage door, or outdoor barbecue.
Fireside Home Solutions. Visit one of their showrooms in Bellevue, Auburn, Portland, and Spokane.
Don't have time to visit a showroom? Then call them for a free in-home consultation.
Fireside at firesidehomesolutions.com.
Aaron and I both love Fireside, and you will too.
Hey, Mariner fans, it's Cal Raleigh. I'm proud to partner with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health again this season for our Runs for Research program. Every time we cross the plate this season, Mariners Care donates to the Center of Neuroscience and Spine at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. Your support helps us advance spine health and deliver life-changing care to fans across the Northwest. Help us swing for the fences. Visit vmfh.org/runsforresearch to match my donation today.
Find out more at vmfh.org/runsforresearch.
Show your Mariners pride with the new Mariners credit card. Get cash back on everyday purchases, discounts on tickets, and chances to win cool fan experiences. Presented by Global Credit Union, proud partner of the Seattle Mariners. Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Awkward time to ask this, but hey, did you download the trail map?
Yeah, no, I don't need to.
I don't understand. You're trusting your signal out here?
Well, I'm trusting T-Mobile. They have the best network. And if we end up in bum-tots nowhere, well, we've got T-Satellite for backup.
Whoa, I don't trust my carrier that much.
We'll just use your phone as a flashlight.
With America's best network and T-Satellite, we're keeping you connected in places you never thought possible. And if you switch today, you get free phones for $0 down and only $25 a month per line for 4 lines. Find out more at T-Mobile.com or visit your local store.
Best mobile network based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data to age 2025 with 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials. For well-qualified customers with auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 connection charge per line. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement example $299.99. Moto Edge 5G required. T-Satellite available with compatible device in most outdoor areas in the U.S. where you can see the sky. Included with experience beyond or $10 a month. Auto renews monthly. Cancel anytime. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Enjoy more ways to save at Fred Meyer, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Fred Meyer, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
It's the Lexus sales event at Lexus of Tacoma. This month, Lexus of Tacoma has several incentive offerings for you to bring home a new Lexus RZ, as well as select NX and RX models. Visit Lexus of Tacoma or check them out at lexusoftacoma.com.
O'Brien.
1-2 pitch, swung on, Hardy, ground ball right side, diving stop, Cole Young gets up, throws the first on a hop, and it's in time to Rob Ramirez. Holy smokes, what a play by Young. He robs Jose Ramirez of a base hit. It was a shot to his right, diving, got off his belly, popped up, threw a strike on a hop, and a nice pick at first by Josh Naylor, and there's 2 outs in the inning. What a play by Young.
What a play indeed. We spent all spring talking about Cole Young's offense, his power, his working on hitting the fastball. Go ahead and put a check mark in that box today. And we kind of mentioned that the defense was better. It was improved, but that was a play right there. And good things follow that. Shannon Dreyer, Charlie Furbush, coming to you after the Mariners' first win of the season. Yeah, we knew they'd get at least one, right, Charlie?
Got to get that first one out of the way, so it was great to see tonight.
Hey, along those lines, I mean, how different is opening night? Is that something that, I mean, you enjoy, but you need to get past it?
Yeah, it's such a special day for everyone involved. I think you feel the excitement and you feel the energy, and you're just so excited to embark on another journey of 162 games, and hopefully it brings the Mariners to where they've never been before. So it definitely, and I think we heard Dan say it, there's only one opening day, right? So trying to enjoy that and taking in as much as you can is so cool, because you may not have another opening day for some of these guys, right? I think this may be the only time you ever get one, and you got to take it in as much as you can. But then, as you see, Game 2 feels completely different than Game 1, and it feels nice to kind of get into the groove of things. And it just a really, really good performance all across the board. And starts with Kirby, but it really is a good thing to get that first win out of the way, because the last thing you want to do is get off to a slow start.
That's a good point right there. And then I would imagine that today just feels more normal.
It does. I agree. Yeah, I think today is the day that you go, okay, now the season has started. Kind of settle in, and, especially when these guys you think about living in Peoria for, 6 weeks, and then all these guys are just getting settled into their new places and getting settled into being up in the Pacific Northwest. And even you heard it here when you were talking to Rayleigh in the end. It's great to hear. He's like, the fans are so good here, and I think that's from a player perspective. You feel that, and they continue to show out tonight, and it's just a sight to see for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think it's just so important that home be a happy, safe place for a team in any sport. That is your safe place, and when it's going really good, you can really kind of cultivate that really good relationship with the fan base, and this group has got it, and it's exciting to see. It's exciting to hear them talk about it. And it does mean a lot. They like to play in front of loud fans, and they like to make people happy. Yeah. And they would love to bring something special to Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year was an amazing run, and you got to see T-Mobile rocking just every night. And obviously you get the opening day, it feels just like it. I think that's where there's a new feeling, and I think everyone is excited to see the potential this team has this year, and just knowing how close they were last year. If a couple things went their way, it really could have been the Dodgers and the Mariners in the World Series. So everyone has their hopes set real high this year, and rightfully so. The team is looking good so far.
All right, that is our first blush look at this. Let's go ahead and hear what Dan Wilson had to say after the Mariners' 5-1 win over the Guardians.
Yeah, really good ball game tonight. George, I thought was outstanding tonight. The way he attacked the zone, the stuff he had, the fastball that he had was outstanding. The secondaries he threw, really good. I thought he and, again, Cal worked very well together. That was, I think, when you look at his sixth inning and where he was in the lineup, and for him to kind of make a statement or an exclamation point really at that point was outstanding tonight, and gave us a really good chance to win that ball game. And offensively, not a ton of hits, but I thought we did a pretty good job. Obviously the home runs are big, but getting the walks ahead of time, I think Randy had 3 walks tonight, and being able to get on base and score on those home runs, getting some extra guys out there, huge. So we took what we could get tonight, and a good ball game, a good one to get under our belt.
Dan, isn't this kind of the way you want to play, though? You get a quality start, you have your setup guys set up, you get grind out at bats, and you play excellent defense. Isn't that like everything you want from your team?
Yeah, I mean, this, that it is what this team does, and I think the bullpen again tonight threw the ball very well. Zardo, DeBrash, to Mooney. I thought all 3 of those guys threw the ball well, attacked the zone. Again, this is how what our team likes to do. This is how we play, and tonight was a good ball game.
And with Cole in particular, the timing just looked like it was there throughout spring training, but to time up that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-2 count, 2 outs. I mean, just what does that say about where he's at?
Yeah, that was an outstanding at bat. To get to 0-2, you're not sure what's going to happen, but able to get a fastball that he could handle and turn it around. That's a big part of the game. That's where the game kind of switched and put us ahead. I thought what he did on defense was pretty spectacular again tonight as well. I think again we talked about the confidence that he's playing with, and tonight was another example of what he can do on both sides of the ball, and it was a good one for him tonight.
Dan, I'm sure like with Logan, you wanted to get George up to that 90 pitch count range. Mm-hmm. How'd you balance that goal with kind of the 5th inning getting a little hairy and kind of thinking about what to do with him?
Yeah, I think that's what made the 6th inning so impressive for him. That he went out there. He did throw a few extra pitches there in the 5th inning, got into a little bit of a jam, but able to get out of it, and then came out in the 6th inning and like I said, made the exclamation point and got through the middle of that tough order, and I think as you're getting close, as you're kind of running out of gas, he was able to find another gear and made some really good pitches.
That 1 inning that he can give you to the 6th, going through the heart of the order, that matters down the road. Yep. Like when you in the series, even when you don't have to use a guy there in that inning.
Yeah, and we've talked about that a lot. How getting that 6th inning really does help your bullpen. It kind of sets it up, in a nice way for us. And certainly tonight, it set us up pretty well. I think we were prepared if it didn't go that way, but I think he really went out there and this is what we've seen from George, and he stepped up and got us that 6th inning.
You got 6 walks off of Williams tonight. What did you like about the approach to kind of battle through that? And did you just eventually think that one of the swings was going to come through to do some damage for you?
Yeah, I mean, guys like that, I think one of the things we like to do is really put those tough at-bats on them, and I thought tonight we were able to do that to some degree and really kind of wait them out at times. And like I said, the walks that were prior to the home runs were key. And I think that's the kind of thing that our offense does, and we're not gonna hand it to you. You got to throw strikes, and I thought our guys had some pretty good at bats, and tonight's a good one to build on for sure.
Randy. And that was Dan Wilson right there, and yeah, the 7 walks tonight, as opposed to 10 strikeouts last night, 14 strikeouts. Good to see that number come down a little bit.
Absolutely, and I think that's what Dan just said. That's who this team is, and I think it's going to be difficult to navigate when the bottom of the lineup is doing damage, and you're obviously not going to see Julio and Cal and Naylor not be the face of this offense. But yeah, they continue to really have a good approach at the plate, and that's going to be a key reason for the success this year.
Right. He talked a little bit about George getting out of that 5th inning and letting him come back out for the 6th. That wasn't a surprise to me. I mean, George has earned that. Unless you're seeing something that is totally off with him, there's no reason to believe he's not going to come back in that 6th inning and be okay.
Yeah, I completely agree. After how well he was throwing, only giving up 2 hits the whole night, I think that's what's so nice is that, you give up that 1st inning homer, and then you're able to settle in. You're really able to take it in and say, you know what, I can still control this game. I can still do still have a really strong performance. And that's what you saw. I just felt like, I think at one point 17 out of 20 retired. And it really just shows you how good Kirby is, a former All-Star, but how deep this rotation is. I think that just goes down to how great these pitchers are and how strong they can be against any offense.
His last inning, 1-2-3 inning, his last plate appearance as a strikeout to Kyle Manzardo on a sinker, 96 miles an hour. Got him looking right there. Little hesitation from the umpire, and then pulled the string on that one. And George, some emotion as he came off the field, which is always fun to see. I think we're going to hear from him next. A great first start for George Kirby. We'll also hear from Cole Young in a little bit. Very interested to hear from both of them. Then I got a question, something that's been kind of rattling around my head the last couple of days, and I'm going to ask you to be very impartial about it. That
Perfect.
will all come up next as the postgame show continues on the Mariners Radio Network.
Here comes the pitch to Cole. Swung on, blasted, right field. This has got a chance. It's at the warning track. It's at the wall. It is gone. Cole Young, 3
his first hit of the season, and it's a big blast.
And a 0-2 pitch on a fastball. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Mariners pick up their first win of the season, beat the Guardians 5-1. 3 hits in this game, and yep, home runs and a triple. Yesterday, 4 home runs and 2 doubles. Something is missing here. They have yet to hit a single.
I guess they're going to call them the Sluggin' Mariners this year, right?
The kings of the OPS. What is happening here? I don't know. I'm here for it. It's fun. We'll get to Cole Young in just a second, but George Kirby's performance was a little bit different than what I expected, particularly in what we saw in spring training. We talked about the pitch comm before the start of the game. He didn't use it, and I can kind of probably figure out why. I mean, it is different when you're in a game that counts, and his emotion level and his energy and adrenaline and focus and everything else is a little bit different. As I'm watching him out there, he's somebody that plays with a grip quite a bit and has to get that grip. I'm not sure that he's going to want to go to his hip to punch those buttons in that situation.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I think he's, as a pitcher, sometimes you're kind of locked in and you're not so much thinking so far ahead. So to plan it out, and I'm going to hit the button real quick to let Cal know what pitch I want to throw.
Right.
Kind of takes you, and since you've never done it, it may be like, well, I don't know if this is going to feel right. I'm not sure about this right now. So that's what's great about spring training is that you get to experiment it and see how it feels. And I think that, you heard it from Kirby, it does offer like a sense of control, like a sense of, I have the ability to call what I want based on how I'm feeling. And I think that sometimes as pitchers, if you're getting recommendations and then you realize that that's not the pitch you wanted to throw, I think you can grab a little bit of control back. And that's where I think Kirby is just trying to, take the experience and make adjustments. And if this could be a way that allows him to, call the pitch that he wants, I think it could be a good thing for him. But, yeah, it's going to be difficult during the season, especially when these games count, to be like, all right, well, am I going to experiment here? Am I going to, when I have Cal behind the plate who knows me so well? So, yeah, you may see it as the season unfolds, but it's something that's fun. I think that the pitchers can kind of take advantage of this and use this to their advantage to grab some control. Because I know from a former, as a former pitcher, I probably would have had that on my belt because I was more apt to call my own game than to take a recommendation from the catcher.
Interesting. I think for George, it was probably, I'm not quite ready to step over that line and do that. I think you're right. I think the thought of getting it from your head to your fingers to punching the right buttons, do you really need that out on the hill in those situations?
What if you hit the wrong button? And then you're like, oh, oops,
well,
oops,
yep. Up.
I'm stepping off. Restart. Yep, not meant to
Bulk.
be. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think that's the fun thing.
Probably not a good idea, but it was probably, wait a second, this is different now.
Yeah.
We'll see if he talks about that. Before we get to George Kirby, however, we do need to pause for station identification. You're listening to the Mariners Radio Network. George Kirby, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, gave up just the 1 home run. DeLauder is out of his mind. Did not throw the changeup as much as we thought he would. Let's go ahead and hear how he broke down this one.
It's kind of one of those, I kind of knew I was done there probably, so just really tried to lock in, get us a quick inning there and kind of get us back in, start, just get the hitters back going. So that was kind of my thought process. How much do you look at just like the 6 innings, the bare barometer of what you're trying to clear when you go out and make a start?
It's a good feeling, but most importantly, the longer you go, it keeps, using bullpen guys and all that kind of stuff, so it's great for the team. But yeah, I feel like me and everyone else, 6, you just kind of always strive for 6 because that's, it just feels good, 6 or more, so.
On your outing today, just how good compared to where you were last year did it feel to just be out there early in the season, kicking things off with these guys?
super pumped for my first start here back in Seattle. You know, seeing all the fans and everybody in the crowd was awesome. And yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to this day for a while. I wanted to get out of Arizona pretty badly. But yeah, glad we got the first win. I mean, you know, a lot of good plays behind me that saved a lot of, you know, good things. And then, yeah, some of the home runs, Cole and Rails kind of leading it off for us and, you know, giving us a good lead there. So, yeah, great win.
It felt like your location was especially crisp tonight. Nothing in the middle of the plate, everything just on those edges. Is that a factor of maybe just being back in this familiar environment, or at what point did you know that you had a little extra gear on that tonight?
Yeah, I feel like with Cleveland, you know, they're usually pretty aggressive. You know, they know I'm going to be in the zone, so it's my job just to, you know, throw, you know, quality strikes. You know, not try and throw it down the middle, but hit the corners and kind of work from there. So that was kind of the plan going into the game, and then you know, use the curveball and off speed. You know, change up their speeds a little bit. So
seemed like the secondaries like really got going as the outing went along. Did it feel that way to you, or was that maybe part of a shift in approach? Just how did those like pitches kind of evolve as the game went on?
Yeah, I think, you know, one time through, you know, kind of lean on the heater, see what they're at, and then yeah, but you always got to make adjustments. So yeah, Cal and I will see something, we'll talk about and go from there. But yeah, I feel like the better, you know, I need to get that off speed going, be able to land it and then get it out of the zone. The more I throw it, the better. So yeah, Cal did a great job calling some of those pitches.
A lot of curveballs tonight. Did that feel especially?
You say curveball?
Yeah, a lot of curveballs tonight.
Yeah.
Did that feel especially good, or was that maybe as a weapon against all those lefties in the lineup?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great weapon to lefties. You know, start the counter, finish it. But you know, we were kind of aggressive with heaters. A lot of those guys, so just, you know, kind of, you know, change their sights a little bit and then kind of go back with the heater. But yeah, the curveball is one pitch. You know, I always like, I want to rely on that one to lefties. You know, it's a good strike pitch, good strikeout pitch. So yeah, like I said, the more I throw those pitches, the better it is. And yeah.
So you hit the first two guys of the fifth. You've never done that in your career. You never hit two guys. I mean, you walked two guys. Walked two guys to start an inning. You've never done that. You reel it in, get an out, then you hit a guy with 1-2. You reel it in again. Like, does George from 3 years ago reel it in and like not be angry about what just happened, or not?
Yeah, I think right now the biggest thing for me is, you know, just to find a way to get back in control and stay in control. And you know, those runners out there in that situation kind of least my worries. You know, just go attack this. I think it was Quan at the time. Like, you know, just go out there, attack the hitter. Like, these guys are on, flush it. You know, get back in control and kind of attack from there. So yeah, I feel like I've made a big step in that side of my game, and excited to, you know, keep up with it and, you know, keep doing the work to, you know, stay consistent.
Kind of surprising double play there. I mean, like, you weren't expecting Hoskins to go, were you?
No, not at all. I don't think Randy was either, but yeah, I mean, that was awesome. Awesome to get out of there and then be able to go back up for the sixth and, you know, have a quick inning there and then put some more runs up. So
after the DeLauder homer second time through, it looked like maybe you kind of moved his feet a little bit, attacked him inside. Was that part of the adjustment maybe from one at bat to the next?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, he was, you know, he's got that whole, like, you know, he's looking